What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, we have got to get into our Real Housewives of Atlanta review. This is season 17, episode 6, with me and my girl California Cutie. So y'all, while we are getting ready for this, I want you guys to go ahead in the comment section. If you're on Twitter, you have to come onto YouTube or Facebook to comment. But otherwise, if you're here, comment in chat, let us know, give us a scale from 1 to 10. What do you rate this episode? But we're here to review Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 6. Saddles up and settle scores. So let me know what you guys think about this. Before we do all that, though, let's take a visit of my channel and California Cuties channel. If you want to join the Soul Deb Nation or the California Cuties, uh, turn on your notifications, turn them on all so you get notified every time we go live, post new videos or new content. Like the video, share the video, comment down below in our comment sections, comment over here in the chat if you are here for the live. Let's play this intro and let's get into it. Let's go.
So let your hair down, get your life. You must be feeling like this your night. So do your thing, girl, it's alright. You're doing everything that I like. So let your hair down, get your life. You must be feeling like this your night. So do your thing, girl, it's alright. You're doing everything
Welcome.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Everybody wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
All right, y'all, and we are back. Let me pull up California Cutie. What's up?
Hey, what's up, people? What it do, booze?
So, this was a very interesting episode. I know I texted last night like I'm gonna give it a 3, but that was because I was like in the middle of the episode, and then I was like, I might want to rate it a little bit differently. So,
Okay.
So, I do want to know what you would rate this episode.
For me,
Mhm.
my battery is about to die. Okay, I thought I had hooked it up, but I didn't. But anyway, I thought the episode was pretty good. Because some things were said that I was just like, okay, I didn't realize how deep some of the stuff is still that's brewing, and some stuff is just getting kind of swept up under the rug. So, with that, I'm gonna give the episode about a 7.
A 7? Okay.
Yeah, I might even give it a 7.5.
Okay.
What
I am
about
going
you?
to give the episode an 8.
Look at you. You had me nervous last night because I was at work and I couldn't watch it last night. So then you hit me up with, yeah, this episode I'm about to do with the notes right now. It's not gonna take me long, and because I'm right now at this moment, it's at a 3. I said, ooh.
Yeah, it was like a slow burn, but
Mm-hmm.
it got there towards the end.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So I agree with you on that. So I had a good time. I did have a good time watching it.
What's up to our good sis Nola Reeds down in the chat?
Didn't he say that, sister? Didn't he tell us it was a 3?
Listen, I meant to the things that I said. Like my girl Evelyn Lozada said, I meant to the things that I said. But I really was, because I was so like by the middle of the episode, I'm like, are they even doing any of the damn activities? Like I was just like, it's a wrap for me. It was so easy, but it was so crazy because once I got to the end, that's where my notes kind of picked up more. So
Okay.
So yeah, it was a 3 up at towards the end. And what's going on
Got
to
you.
my girl Whitney in the chat? Yes, and
Hey,
happy Monday for
Whitney.
the parent all. Please make sure you like the live. And y'all send some love to my girl Cindy C. I have not talked to her, but just send some love out to Cindy C for me, please.
Yes, yes, yes. Throw the hearts up, brother. Give it a
Yes,
heart.
all the hearts.
This it come up. There you go. Those are for Cindy.
Yes, whenever I mention basketball, I have to mention Cindy C.
That's right. It's only
So, but
right.
yeah, so I would give it an 8 only because I feel like towards the end we got to like the meat of the actual episode. I feel like they could have skipped like the activities to be honest because they didn't do
They
shit.
did. Look, quiet as it kept, they did. Well, one side of them did. One group did skip the activities, not
The
on
other one just
purpose.
missed the whole thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that was why I was like, I'm over it. Like they ain't horseback ride, they ain't do no cattle, nothing. Like I'm over it.
Right, especially with Phaedra being as knowledgeable as she was, and then came Michelle shading her about it, and come to find out that she knew exactly what the heck she was talking about. Just because you call it one thing down in Tennessee, uh,
And it's
Miss
like
Phaedra.
if y'all knew this before, why didn't I say that so y'all can switch the groups up so that the people that would probably do this would go?
Yeah, they Cynthia, as much as she doesn't want to be talked about, with her trip, and she's doing the best she can. She's doing the best she can, and that's fine. But Cynthia, you are a seasoned housewife. I don't care if you're a friend of right now. You're seasoned, and you know what it is. And I don't care how production how they put it to you. Use your best judgment. You use your best
Cynthia
judgment.
Cynthia is a friend of, but her role in this season is not a friend of role. But I love that because they can't really tap into her actual personal life. Cynthia kind of secured the bag, real talk. What's going on, Norris? She
Ignore.
was real quick and like was like, listen, I'm not giving you all my shit, but I'll be here. I'm pretty sure Cynthia's paycheck looked like her paycheck when she was on the actual show.
I know that's right. Well, she probably working. That's why she probably trying to work overtime, but it's not landing. But maybe that's why she's trying to work overtime. And Angela already then came for the bone collective spot. So
She did new Sheree.
yeah, so you can't be that, Cynthia. So you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. But we'll get to it when we get to it.
So let me ask you this because this is a conversation I've been having on Twitter. So they
Okay.
were asking about the anchors on Housewives of Atlanta. Who would you say are the anchors on Housewives of Atlanta?
Portia for sure.
Okay. We agree on one. You bet. I'm like this.
Stop.
Okay.
Thank you, sister. Um, mm, who else was on it? Angela, Shamia.
It's Phaedra, Angela,
Hey,
Shamia.
I'm gonna give it to Phaedra. I'm gonna put Phaedra on there. I'm gonna put freaking Frack on there. Even though she don't say much, she still, when she's in the room, there's still something about Phaedra. Even if she's making those stupid faces, she still is in the room, and it's still something about her that she doesn't have to say a lot, but when she does say some stuff, it's like it can fall flat sometimes, but for the most part, she makes the faces to go with it. So it kind of be like, okay, Phaedra, there you, and you're here, present, aquí. So I will put her because it's not really a lot to choose from, to be quite honest. I think Angela is trying to hold her own. Um,
No, I'm just talking about the anchors of the show, like who drives the stories on the show. Portia and who else?
drives the stories. Oh,
Yeah, like
Pinky,
they carry things
Pinky,
along.
Pinky. We've been talking about her bankruptcy, but that's what's going on in her life. So I feel like that she told us about her husband. She talked
But
about her kids.
not like the cast member that's carrying their own stories. More like carries upon the entire show who drives the stories along outside of Portia. Talking about the entire cast.
I don't really feel like nobody is.
It's
I
only
don't feel like.
it's Portia and Cynthia. They're the only two that do it.
Oh, you gonna say Cynthia? I'm gonna say because I was gonna give it to Drew. I wasn't giving it to nobody. No, none of them are doing anything. I like
They
they
don't
all
give
need each other.
they don't give Drew the opportunity to do it because they still son Drew. So Drew can't do it. I think Drew maybe a few seasons later she may be able to do it, but right now it's only Portia and it's Cynthia. Although they are diving because Kelly's there, they're diving into Portia's personal life. Who drives the story? Real talk is Cynthia. Cynthia drives everything that goes on here. And
Hmm.
this episode, Cynthia was so annoyed, it was like crazy. So but I enjoyed Cynthia though because I love when Cynthia taps in.
When
It's
she turned
like,
into 50 Cent.
yes, what's going on, too feisty?
Hey,
Um,
feisty.
I love when Cynthia taps in because it's like it makes one, she's a friend of the show, and we've never seen the dynamic of a friend of the show driving the show and also hosting any trip.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying that they're giving her season
Um,
position, but okay, ain't you happy? I'm happy you here too, sister. So happy you here. So like literally, you're right. Cynthia has she's in the position to play chess and move around the
mhm,
board like she, freely. And as she um is allowed it to diffuse something, she can. Except for she's getting a little pushback with Pinky on her, that's what she thinks. So, but other than that, I think everybody else pretty much respects and will listen to Cynthia. So she definitely has
mhm.
the ability to, like you said, drive and keep the girls in check a little bit more than Portia. Like Portia doesn't have to keep the girls in check, and she doesn't look to keep the girls in check. She just like, you know, don't talk about me. I won't talk about you, even though that's not true. But you know what I mean? Portia is just different. Portia just is Portia.
Well,
Everybody know
Portia
Portia
really
is.
can because she's also like a main cast member, and they can dive
Mhm.
into Portia's life. So
Right,
have
right,
that.
right. Mm-hmm. You just muted yourself on accident, unless you did
I
that.
know. Hold on, real quick.
Okay. Hit the like button, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us again. And hello, Twitter, because I know. Uh, so Deb has been going up on Twitter. So hello, you guys. Thank y'all for joining us as well. We really appreciate it. Wherever we get the views from is great for us. We really appreciate y'all too. Even though we need y'all here on YouTube. But it's okay. We get it.
All right.
We get
Yes. Yeah. Shout out
it.
to my Twitter followers. Yo, let me tell
Yes.
you something. I have been going up on Twitter, and I enjoy this because one, I have been doing a lot of housewife content on Twitter, and I did a video. Damn, I wish I could do it on here, but I probably can't because I gotta do other extra shit. But I went back to the episode where they did pillow talk,
Mhm.
and I broke it down with all the problems and why it wasn't King's fault. And it's been going crazy on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. So shout out to everybody that's on all those social media platforms that have really been getting with that actual video that I made. I did like commentary on it. And hopefully I might be able to play it on here. I might be able to play it on here towards the end, but we'll get into that after that. What's going on to
Okay.
the designs in the chat? Hey friends. And Two Fights says Portia and Kelly are taking up so much attention that nobody is even paying attention to K Michelle.
You know what? I was sitting here thinking, I was like, who else is on the show?
Wait,
And yeah, I agree. That's
what did
crazy.
K
Because
Michelle lie about?
wait, who said wait? It said lie?
Two Fights said Portia and
Okay,
Kelly are taking up
Michelle's
so much
lies.
attention that nobody is even paying attention to K Michelle's lies.
Let me see what she
What did she lie about?
Yeah, let me feisty, that's detective feisty.
If you want Feisty, we could drop the link for you to come up here.
Yeah, because we've been
Oh,
missing
you
you
dropping
too.
the link? I can drop if you want to do the review with us. I can drop the link for you. Absolutely. Just let
Yeah,
me
you
know.
can come on in, sis. We always love your views because you make us forget about stuff like you just said. You know, we might miss something, and we know you don't need to be typing. But anyway, I
I think the link.
forgot.
I think
I
the link in
really
the
want.
spicy.
I really want K Michelle to find her footing. I like that. You know what came out of what she was at the end. You know what she's going to talk about. You know, getting to know the lady. So I am really. I just hope she, you know, finds her footing, and I hope they are all open arms. And I really didn't want nobody to be coming at Drew like hard. So I don't know. I think Drew and Kay were supposed. I guess they having a beef or something. The biggest beef. Hey, design.
Design says, "Don't she go to bed in full glam? Kane needs a storyline."
I can't. No,
I don't think that Kay needs a storyline. I think that Kay is overthinking this.
mm,
That's what I personally think. I think she's overthinking this. I feel like she would do so much better if she would just let it ride. This is not love and hip hop.
right. That's what I'm like. Don't get caught up. Just relax. Be
Yeah.
yourself. Be yourself, because that's what we want. We want our authentic. I don't know the word. Shoot, don't let me trying to get the word authentic. You know,
She
authentic
wants y'all
you.
to think she's overthinking. And I think that she really is though.
Yep.
She wants to be there. Feisty, I dropped the link for you. So whenever you want to come up, you can come up. Let's go ahead and jump into the review because I know we got a time frame.
Okay.
All right. So we start off with the morning. Shamia calls her sister. Pinky calls her husband and tells him about the other wife that Angela had brought up. Um, Portia ate her breakfast cold, and K Michelle's like, "Baby, I put mine in the damn microwave. What the fuck was you doing?" Shamia shows up to the big house. Drew got 3 hours of sleep. She says the girls did too much. She's telling Pinky her energy was a little bit much. And I feel like this entire episode was really triggering me, by the way. Pinky says it could have been she was defending her girls, but a little argument ain't going to hurt nobody. And I'm with her on that. She says she will still get to know Bigfoot. If y'all don't know who that is, that's Angela. Even though she was nasty to her. The moral of the story is yesterday was yesterday. Okay. Phaedra was concerned about Pinky's energy. Shamia said her sleep was good once she was able to fall asleep. They slept in the same bed, or her and Shamia slept in the same bed. I'm in Pinky's little prairie on the prairie, little house on the prairie. She has to be thoughtful about passing gas because she's sleeping in the bed with Kelly. Phaedra asked Drew how her movie is going, and she says she's still waiting on the numbers. Baby, it's a Tubi movie. It's a Tubi movie. What are we waiting on? I don't know. Uh, Pinky asked Shamia if she's seen Drew's movie. Shamia says no, but she's looking forward to seeing it. Phaedra is happy that they are not fussing. Drew says Shamia knows she does not have any problems with her and she can talk to her whenever she wants to. Shamia says she's already apologized and Drew can't accept it or not. And she says, but Drew chose not to accept it. Drew says she didn't receive it because Shamia said, I apologize, but. Shamia said, wait, but she says it feels like at this point, Drew just wants a problem. Drew says she really doesn't like the drama. Pinky says her. Pinky says her either for a little comedy relief. Drew says in her confession, Shamia's apology was definitely bullshit, like that Mohawk Bob that she walked into Portia's house with. What you got for this?
First of all, can't be a mohawk and a bob at the same time. What's up, precious mahogany? What's up, princess? Anyway, it can't be a mohawk and a bob, but I see where you're going with it. Okay.
No,
But
they were both. They were
literally,
all calling. They were all calling it that.
I know. I'm a hairstylist. What it was is it's a mullet, but that's
Hey,
okay.
Colette.
Hey, Colette, hey, my big sis. So yeah, like literally, I just feel like ooh, I'm tired of Drew and Shamia in their back and forth and their I'm sorry's and not sorry's, and you still go low behind below the belt. I hate
Mhm,
that Drew keeps forgetting that she kept calling Shamia a lap dog, not once, not twice, but like triple down on it, and you keep acting
mhm,
like that didn't happen, and you keep acting like Shamia is just coming at you for no reason and she won't let it go. And then, Drew is getting exhausting at this point because she's trying to find this thing, and she did that last season when she kept calling her that. So for me, I feel like Drew is trying too hard, and she's using Shamia. It's like, girl, move around, move around, move around.
mhm.
So that's how I feel about that that their situation at this moment and at that time.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Designer says I already see hands. All right, so Cynthia walks in the kitchen and asks, "What's all this noise that she hears going on?" She greets everyone, and Drew tells her everyone is ready and she'll be ready in 10 minutes. Cynthia asks, "Where is Kelly?" And Shamia says she's getting dressed. Cynthia tells them the groups are splitting up. Portia, Phaedra, Kay, and Angela are going to hang out with some horses, and Kelly, Shamia, Drew, Pinky, and her are going to cattle. Uh, she called it
Hurting.
hoarding. She's called it hoarding,
Lord. Oh
but
Lord.
she meant hurting.
Yes. Is that why they put the word up for us? I
Because she kept
was like,
saying
why
hoarding. I'm like, hoarding? Are they packing up cows in the house? But yeah, she's still hoarding.
you Oh
She
Lord.
said she would get comfortable and look out for some shit. Wait, she said she would get comfortable and look out for some shit. In her
Yes.
confession, Cynthia says she wanted to make sure Kelly and Shamia were with her because she wants to make sure they are good on the room situation. Cynthia wants little girl down. I want to
Wait,
be
what?
very clear during this entire review that
Uh-huh.
Cynthia wants the little girl, Kelly, and Shamia.
Mm, right.
And
Yeah,
she
drink some
just
water down.
and she just likes Drew, so she's gonna need some backup because she knows Pinky ain't gonna do it. Pinky says she has no complaints. Kate does a photo shoot in her room. Her glam squad finally showed up. Cynthia's group gets in the Sprinter van. They head out. They cheers to women empowerment. Although they are there to celebrate Cynthia's tequila, she wants them to have a good time. What you got?
I think it's a little too hot to be drinking all that tequila that they were drinking, especially they were going to be outside.
In
And I'm
Dallas.
all for I'm in Dallas, no doubt, no doubt. And I've been to Dallas. Shout out to Dallas. I like Dallas. Got the good food, the good eateries, and
Hmm.
the diverse food on every other corner. Everywhere you look, it's like I ain't never seen that restaurant. But anyway, getting back to them, I was just like, okay, this can go really bad really quickly with this tequila. You guys, and I'm with you. I thought they were going to be riding horses when we were talking about the girls on the sprinter and them drinking, and you know what I mean. So I was like, okay, well if y'all going to go to the horses, we going one gonna be outside, and two, I'm thinking they're gonna ride the horses, especially because Phaedra, that she was in a
We're not. We're
equestrian.
not. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I don't know. I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna go that far. I'm just saying I just for that I was just like, oh, the group, like we said earlier, I really feel like Cynthia should have asked them who would want to do what and see
Yeah.
how it would have panned out. And that's funny that you said that she wanted to little girl them. That's funny.
Oh, she definitely wants the little girl down. Like that, I for sure know that throughout this entire episode. Cynthia was there's the little girl down.
Wow, that's funny. I mean,
And as we
I
go
mean, maybe
through, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna explain why I know that.
how you noticed it. It was a
Yeah.
pattern.
It,
There's a
it was like
pattern.
it was extreme patterning of Cynthia little girl in them.
Okay, okay. Make sure that you be okay. There's another there it is there. Okay, make sure you point it out
Okay.
to me. Let's go to the next scene.
So we get back at the house as Portia tells Kay that they missed her at dinner. Kay says she didn't have the glam. Portia tells her she really didn't need it, and she could feel comfortable with them. She feels like Kay at the table might have been good for Pinky. Oh, she feels like that if Kay would have came down to the table with Angela and Pinky, that she could have kind of calmed Pinky down and like it wouldn't have been so intense. Portia says in her confessional, she thinks Pinky does too much. She thought she was a vegan, but she's bringing a lot of beef. Okay. They flash back to Pinky talking shit about Shamia and Phaedra. Kay says she thinks Pinky's passion looks like aggression. But wait, Kay says she thinks Pinky's passion looks like aggression. Phaedra says it's a difference between a yes and a yes. She wants to know if Pinky can whisper to her. This is not Phaedra says, not Kay. Phaedra says there's a difference between yes and yes. She wants to know if Pinky can whisper to her. Portia says it's because she needs some meat. When you don't have protein in your body, then bitches are hungry.
Jesus.
I kind of like that from Portia. What is the pattern? What's going on?
It's a pattern. It's a pattern. You know what it is. You know we making fun of people that say pattern. They be making every syllable come up. What's up, Busy?
Oh, you know I'm from Ohio. We got our words sound differently.
No, I know how to say pattern. I say pattern. Some people say pattern.
I just say pattern.
See, that's why I said it the way I heard other people said it. I was being funny.
That's just like people in Baltimore saying two, and people in New York saying quarter. What is a quarter?
Oh, a quarter.
Quarter.
Because they don't use their R's. They don't use their R's. That's why.
Or I'll be watching what's the chef's name? What's his name? What's his name? Whatever it is, they can't say the TR, they be saying free instead of three. 1, 2, free instead of three. Chef Gordon Ramsay. So yes, you know people's accents are very different. But anyway, Kay says that Pinky is not a whisperer. Portia says it's because she needs some meat. So Kay says, in Pinky's defense, she knows she means well, and she really was just taking up for Kelly and Shamia. She felt like that was wrong. Pinky felt like it was wrong, and when it comes to her friends, she's going to go hard, and she doesn't care about what they think. Angela comes down and clearly missed the entire fucking memo, because what the fuck did Angela have on? They were going to ride horses, and Angela's looking like she's going to the mall.
No.
Well, are we picking this up?
Oh, I don't know what.
I'm gonna put you on pause because I gotta get my charge to my computer. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know what in the world was going on with Angela's outfit. I did like what Kate Michelle had on, very cute. I love the little turquoise belt. You know, you guys know I'm a turquoise. I love turquoise. But Kay looked cute. Portia even looked cute, but I know she liked her boobs out, but that under boob and the shirt, like I said, you can't go riding no horses with that shirt. Your boobs coming right up out of there. So I was like, she definitely wouldn't want to go riding a horse. Cute outfit though. Let's be clear. She wears the mess out of the outfit, shoes included. Though Louboutins was absolutely just a stunning outfit. But as far as Angela was concerned, I don't know about y'all, but wouldn't y'all have just went and changed y'all clothes? I would have been like, give me a second, even though I know they were running late. I would have been like, check this out. I'm not about to roll over there with y'all like this. I'm gonna be like, or maybe I'll meet y'all there, or I'll Uber, whatever the case may be. But or I'm not going. I'll go with the other ladies. Something, but I'm not rolling with y'all when y'all looking like that. So
I didn't understand why she didn't change her clothes.
I didn't either. And you had on you just had a dress on. You had one piece on. Take that off.
And you knew it was short.
You had a short outfit on. You had on the extra drill tall little wedgie with a little wedge. Like, girl, go snap those things off real quick and go throw something on. But unless like what's her name? Lil Kelly said, I need to learn how to pack better. Maybe she didn't pack good. Maybe she don't know how to pack.
Yeah. I don't think that Angela is reading the itinerary, because even when they went to Dallas, when they're supposed to do like the dynasty thing, She
Mm-hmm.
didn't even do that. I don't think that Angela like reads the itinerary at all.
Uh-oh. Don't start no rumors.
I don't think she does. I'm like, I feel like Angela, she packs what she wants to pack, and she wears what she wants to wear. I just feel like
And
that's how.
then and another time, wasn't it when they were supposed to wear all black?
Mm-hmm.
And her husband came and he didn't have on black, and
Yep.
it was like, wait a minute, you didn't even come in on black, and Charles was looking around like, well, that's just
No, she wore
weird
black.
though.
Charles didn't wear black.
That's what I said. Charles didn't wear
Oh yeah,
black,
yeah,
but
yeah. Okay, okay, yeah,
so what I'm saying is, you didn't give the itinerary to even to your husband at that time because
yeah.
something still was a mess.
So I said she dressed like she was going to the mall. They talk about how she feels after the argument with Pinky. And Angela says she feels fine and doesn't have any issue with Pinky. She said everything she needed to say to Pinky, and she will say it again. She had a whole live, a whole living. I'm sorry, she had a whole living wife in the basement. Phaedra tells them today they are going to see a damn. I can't think of the Desage. Is that what it's called? A Desage?
What? Where
The
they were
horse
going
thing
to the
is,
horse
I think it's
race?
called a Desage, which is her competitive, which is a competitive sport that Phaedra had dealt with before. Phaedra goes down memory lane about her as a kid being a dressage or whatever. And so I looked it up. It says a dressage often describes as horse ballet. It's an Olympic equestrian sport focused on the art of training a horse to perform precise, graceful movements through subtle, almost invisible aids from the rider. It aims to develop a horse strength, flexibility, and obedience while maintaining harmonious, happy partnership. So that's what the definition of a
I've
dressage.
seen that. I've seen that before. It's so dope to see, and I'm gonna tell you when I've seen it, and I've seen it a lot.
Mhm.
Not to take it away from this, I'm gonna give you just a real quick little. But when I during the Christmas parade out here in the Hollywood Christmas parade, they have a lot of bands, a lot of horses, and they have a lot of people that are doing that, and they show off how they can have their horse line up together, do the same step together, do this certain kind of trot together, and it's so cute. Oh, it's so cute to see when you see them do what you just said, ballet. It's like a ballet. It's like a routine.
Mhm.
It's really, really special to see, and to see how intelligent horses are. That's all I want to say. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think that's cool. Like, I just think I never heard of the word dressage like they were saying.
Yeah.
Horses
Hmm.
says, so you like a rideologist.
And Miss Thang had to show us. I said, there she go. Anything to show
You like,
Her Christian behind.
you ride it. Let's ride it.
Hmm. Child. I
Horse are
said,
riding a different type of horse.
oh God, Lord. Portia is the horse. Portia got a horse booty. Portia is part of the
Are you
horse.
talking about Porsche or Horsea?
I'm not gonna call her that. I'm gonna let Kelly keep doing it. Kelly has a good job. That's her number one thing to call her. So I'm gonna let Kelly have at it.
Kate says she's been around horses all her life, but she ain't never heard of no shit like that.
Is that my phone?
Yes.
Sorry, y'all.
Um,
It shouldn't be doing that.
Kay
That's my
says they
phone.
call it go see that horse. They cheers to a good day and Kay's first girls trip. So then we go back to Cynthia and her group. Cynthia informed them that they are running late and she doesn't know if the cattle will wait for them if they miss them. She's not sure how any of this works. Why the fuck would the cattle wait for them? That didn't make sense to me when Cynthia said that. In confessional, she says she knows the cattle drive only happens twice a day. So if they don't drive faster, they're going to be driving back, not seeing any of the cattle herd. She tells them she really wants to have a good day because last night ended on a sour note. Shamia cuts her off and says, 1 second, because no one is over there where they are. They are over there by themselves, so they don't know what they don't know. What they win and what they don't win, people don't know. Kelly says the place was filthy. Cynthia says she doesn't want them in an unclean place, and she's doing the best that she can do to rectify the situation. Shamia says Cynthia says she was going to send someone over, but it didn't happen. Drew asked if the cleaners are coming today. Cynthia says in her confessional, this is not a hotel. And she was told they were going to take care of it as soon as possible. So when they get back, if the room is not clean, that she will walk her legs over there and clean it her damn self. Cynthia tells them they have been talking about the room situation and it's taking over the entire fucking trip. And it's too much fucking time. She tells them Pinky came to dinner hot as fire. Basically, they were dragging her about the whole situation, and she's doing the best that she can do. They said they don't feel like that they can. They don't understand why she feels. They don't understand why Cynthia feels this way. Cynthia starts yelling. She says, "Cause you guys keep talking about it. They won't shut up about it." Um, and to me, Cynthia is not wrong, but she also is like I guess it's like a bittersweet. Like she's wrong, but she's not wrong. Like they do keep complaining about it, but also like Cynthia's not cleaning the room. If the people not coming, that's not her fault.
Yeah, two things can be true at the same time. We understand that. I think more so, I think because Cynthia is going, she doesn't go into why, but a little
Oh,
later on, she's going to say,
sorry, Feisty. I just saw you back on stage. Sorry.
"Hey, Feisty," and you on mute if you saying hello to us.
Yes, I did not even see you back there.
Right, you went back in on mute again. There you
Oh,
go.
okay. Listen, things are glitching. StreamYard is giving me all the problems today. But hey,
Girl,
guys.
No, it's not.
see
It's
me,
not
y'all.
just. It's not just you. Like StreamYard is having like issues today. So like it doesn't like normally you would hear that sound where somebody pops up backstage, but it never even did that. So I didn't know you're back there.
Yeah, so that's why I'm off
I was
camera
trying to
too.
connect to my phone. It wouldn't let me log in, and then here, I'm not surprised. But I'm glad to be talking to you guys. I've been missing the reviews because you guys, I usually am at work when you're live, so I'm like, oh, but I finally got y'all today.
I'm so happy
And
you're
we're
here.
glad you're here.
Yes.
But go ahead. What did you say, Cutie?
So I was saying, I was saying about Cynthia. You know, she was saying she's gonna say later on that something's deeper. And for me, Cynthia, Shamia and a little bit Kelly, they're not just saying it's not just the room is dirty. It's also the fact that they're there with the chefs. You know what I mean? They're cooking in there. The stuff that they're not privy to, or she may not be privy to. That could be an uncomfortability as well. There's people downstairs. I don't know how I didn't see the kitchen and the whole setup and how it is attached to, or maybe it's on separately. But they also
Well,
been
they
with
said
those.
it. They said it the last episode. They are sitting over there in this pool house. They don't have accommodations to the food or anything. They have to sit in this pool. If they want to get food, they have to walk past the pool, up the steps, into the big house to get food and shit. So like for them, it's just like they're outcasts. And like to
But
me, it makes sense.
well, I thought that the people were cooking over there by them. That's what she was saying, or was
They're
she saying
cooking
it's
at the
near
big
them?
house. That's it. I think Shamia and Kelly, I think it was Kelly who asked the chef. She was like, "Are y'all just cooking over here?" And he said, "Yes." Even when they had that dinner, she was like, Cynthia asked him to go take them dinner.
I know.
So
I
the
remember
food
that.
that's for everybody is only cooked in the big house. So Pinky, Shamia, and Kelly have to go to the big house to even eat.
I mean, I get the fact that that can be a bit uncomfortable, but in reality, the biggest issue that's not being specifically said, at least not by them, it was said by Pinky, is, well, why are we back here? And it's if it were Drew, because it's always Drew. If it were Drew or one of the other newbies, they would not be complaining as much. But I feel like what they're not saying is we've been on the show. Like, we're not new cast members. Why are we getting put back here?
Yes.
Because to be honest with you, even if they were cooking in the main house, you still be able to smell the food that's being cooked. Like,
Yes.
if somebody's cooking in the kitchen and you live near or you sleep near a kitchen, it's going to smell like food no matter what. It's going to smell like food all through your house.
Right.
They are
But
complaining. They're mad that Cynthia put them back there. It's just the the cleanliness is just a minor detail of the larger issue, which is why you got us back here.
that's not the minor issue for me. That's the biggest issue for me. It's
No,
like,
it
okay,
should be.
we already we already in the pool house. Because I
Yeah.
mean, to be honest, like me and Cutie been on a trip together before. If we had to stay by the pool house, I wouldn't really give a fuck about that part. But the fact is, like, even like when it comes down to the food stuff, like I gotta walk outside of the damn pool house up into the big house to even get food. And I remember because even during the dinner thing, Cynthia said like there's gonna be extra food. So if they wanted food later on that night, they have to leave and go outside of their room to even go get food. So for me, if they're gonna accommodate everybody, even with Pinky, like she's in a tiny house, like there should be spaces in those places they're staying at to accommodate everybody. For me, that's what I would think.
I'll
If
be
not,
real with you.
I just feel like I don't feel like y'all want me to be here.
I'll be real with you though, because like I said, it does feel like y'all need to go to Housewife 101. And my criticism is always going to be towards Shamia, because it's like,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of hooking and crooking a wealthy man if you're not going to spend that money?
Right.
I'm sorry, I would not have slept in a room or a house, whatever, that was not clean to my standards. I choose a hotel room just on the bathroom alone. The bathroom in a hotel will make or break my decision of whether or not I book the location. Just being real. But if I had unlimited funds and I could stay anywhere I wanted, oh no, I won't be here. It's like,
They don't have. Let me respond to this. Tiffany says this. They have a butler who can bring the food. When Kelly asked that, that was not what was said. So if that was true, then I don't think they would be upset about it. When she asked that, she was like, "So we have to come up here and get food." So for me, it's just like I would feel slighted if I was them because we're down here by the pool, and I feel like again, even with the group trip that since we already been at this point right now, even the way that they separated them with the group trip, I feel like it didn't really like make it a way for them to like have conversations and like group things because they put the friends with the friends and they put Cynthia with the girl she wants sons. Because Portia, Phaedra, Angela, and who else was with them? And Kay, they were cool.
well, you
But
know, the
then
thing is that she put all the quote unquote OGs together. And granted, Drew isn't an OG, but Drew is 5 seasons
Drew
in.
is more of an OG than Angela is.
Well, no, yes, absolutely. And then, like I said, to me, it's just interesting how they automatically consider even the way they split the girls up for the excursion. They put K Michelle in that group, which I'm sure we're going to get there soon. It's like y'all are kind of giving K Michelle the red carpet rollout that y'all normally don't give to new girls, and I don't understand why, because people are like, well, she's K Michelle, and it's like, I don't want to minimize her existence and what she's done with her career, but we've had people come on Housewives that have been more accomplished than K Michelle that have not gotten this type of VIP. There are people who have been more accomplished, bigger legends, way more money, way more fame. They have not gotten this type of treatment before coming onto this show. I'm very confused as to what's going on here. And I think, to be honest, I think the full circle's gonna bite them in the ass.
Even Kenya, like to me, it's just like I feel like they try to lowball the girls who are. I would say Cynthia, Kenya, Claudia. I feel like they try to sun them like below them before they get to where they at. But one thing about those girls is like they're gonna rise above all the shit. To be honest, so you can't really do that with them. And I wish that they would have given that to K Michelle, because if they would have put K Michelle in that tiny house, it would have been a shit show.
That, or if they would have put freaking Frank back there, because that's what I thought she was gonna do.
Well, no, don't put freaking Frank back there, because they've been on part of Housewives since for
they were never going to get put back there.
But I'm saying with a newcomer like K Michelle, if they would have tried to sun K Michelle, maybe that show would have been shut down.
Somebody was going back there no matter what, and somebody was going to have a complaint. And honestly, the complaint is not the issue. It's the way they're going about it. There's just something so
It's the fact that you want me to sleep in a dirty ass room or a dirty ass pool house, and y'all complaining about it, and then y'all don't understand the fact that if any of y'all was in this dirty ass pool house, y'all would have all been complaining.
Listen, even if it wasn't dirty, somebody would have complained about being in that pool house no matter what. They want to be in better accommodations. It's kind of stereotypical of housewife shows to complain about the rooms. That's not even the real thing, in my opinion. I really feel like the way they are going about it, the way Shami and Kelly are going about it, and it's like, how long y'all gonna complain before you say something to Cynthia? Why are you making it a point to not go to dinner? Why are you separating yourself? Even then, you didn't even sleep in the room the night before. You're still complaining. You actually did get a chance to sleep in comfortable, clean accommodations. Like, what is the intention behind it? I think that is the source of Cynthia's frustration.
So let me say this. I want to travel down this road with you for a minute, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like they are expected to just deal with the fact that they went to a dirty ass pool house, right? Mm-hmm. Then when they got to go over to Pinky's tiny home, mind you, it's a tiny home, they slept in the same bed. And then Cynthia was saying that somebody's going to come clean it. I don't think we ever heard that Cynthia said they're going to get to it whenever they can get to it. I don't think that was ever even said. And maybe behind the scenes it was said, but we never heard that part. So for me, where's the respect for me at when it comes to this? When it comes to the fact that I'm sleeping in the comforter is fucking dirty, the bathroom is dirty, everything is dirty. If Cynthia, Portia, Phaedra, Angela, anybody was in a dirty room, they would have complained about it. So I don't feel like they're wrong for complaining about this part at all. And I also think that when Pinky gave up her room, she was cool with it because I'm going to the big house.
The complaint is legitimate. We're not disagreeing with you about the complaint. The complaint is absolutely legitimate. It's the way they're doing.
Hold on. Let me go to this part. I also feel like this. If we're going to have a girls' trip, one, Cynthia, Portia, Phaedra, Angela, and Drew stay in the same house. Y'all know each other already. Y'all have new girls. How do you get to know them if they're still all sitting outside?
Yes,
but they do this every season, though. They literally do this every season. The rooms in the back, or the smaller rooms, or the rooms with bunk beds that have to be shared. Those are the ones that go to the new girls. They go to the new girls, or they go to the girls who they don't like. Whoever's hosting the trip, the girls that they have.
But they're normally in the same house.
Not always. Right?
What's the other season that we're not in the same house?
There are some times where the shows are like, they're like guest homes or something. Because, like, I mean, ultimately they're at an Airbnb.
Only thing I can think of is basketball wise when they put Jennifer and her friend outside. But outside of the Housewives of Atlanta,
I could think of a season of Potomac where, like, that. I think that might have been Kay's first season when she was a friend of or something. That might have been Candace's last season where they were split up. They weren't all under the same roof. It happens.
Well, I'm about Atlanta. Atlanta never.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it's weird, because it feels like if it's not Cynthia that did that, what is the intent with production, or are they trying to?
It is production.
Okay, I get that. So then that means that they putting a lot of trust or faith in the person that they're putting in front of in front of the trip. So Cynthia, to me, just like she let the girls pick their room, and she said that she wasn't gonna do that. She literally said, I have their rooms picked out, and then she turned around and let them pick their rooms. And I was like, I thought you had their rooms picked out. It felt like, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with this. I'm just gonna let them do it. And it's like, no, that's not how we do it.
You should have did that with the entire situation then.
Exactly. And I feel like she didn't. But
if I'm sorry, cute, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay, but I was literally agreeing with you too, Feisty, as far as there's still something underlying.
Well, real quick. So Tiffany says in Denver and Nevis. I don't know what this is. Do y'all know?
That is
was that Potomac?
Yeah, I think that is Potomac.
I'm still thinking about Atlanta. Atlanta is very different than all the other franchises. So that's
but I said I get for you that the preference would have been for them all to be under the same roof. I don't think that's feasible considering how big the location might be. And then sometimes those Airbnbs, they have smaller rooms, they have bunk beds, and no grown woman's going to want to sleep in a bunk bed if she doesn't have to. But I get it. They should all be in the same room so they can get to know each other. But even by that same logic, K Michelle was in the main house with them, and Shamia and Kelly already know each other, so everybody else could have gotten a chance to get to know K Michelle further. It doesn't like she's trying to let them get to know her further. She just wants them to kind of go based off what they already know of her public persona.
But K Michelle has a different rollout than anybody else ever been on Housewives of Atlanta.
Well, that's an issue, though. It shouldn't be a different rollout.
I agree.
It shouldn't be a different rollout. Like I said, I'm not going to disagree with you that the room situation, or just even the way they even did the living arrangements, the sleeping arrangements, could have been done differently. I'm not going to argue against that. I'm just saying that somebody was going to complain no matter what, because that's what they do every season.
Hold on. Tiffany, this is not true. Cynthia picked the house, not the rooms. Yes, Cynthia did. Cynthia did not pick the rooms in the big house. She chose the pool house and the tiny house for Kelly, Pinky, and Shamia. The big house, she didn't pick the room. That was it. But go ahead, y'all.
No, I just think every season is something. It's some reason for them to complain, which is why so many people are like, I get tired of the quintessential, we gonna complain about where we sleeping for the girls trip or for the cash trip. They do this every season across the franchises. It's nothing new and nothing special. And it's always for some reason.
But it's across all the franchises. I got to go back to Basketball Wives when Jackie put Jennifer in a deluxe room. And she's like, do I look like a deluxe bitch? Like, I don't understand why they do this.
I mean, maybe it's production's way of creating some conflict or kind of triggering people's or the internal social hierarchy amongst these shows. Maybe it's production's way of doing that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's cliche at this point, especially after so many seasons. Like we're in the dozens at this point. But for whatever reason, production think it's cute, and the cast falls for it every time. Because again, if I had the money and the resources, I'm not sleeping there.
Well, that was my other point.
But I think they're putting them in places where if they do not stay there, it's because they're like an hour away from where they even going to visit.
Thank you. I was trying to get that point. That's why I'm so happy you brought it back, because you know your sister's a little older, so if I can't say my point, I will forget it really.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, because sometimes I gotta interrupt. So sometimes if I do, it's only because we brought it back around. But that's exactly what I was gonna say. They were so far out, and I think that now they're doing that on purpose so that they can't leave, because that's their first go to. Oh, I'm going to go get me in a 5-star or whatever, or I'm going to give me a room. I'm leaving. So I think that they are doing it purposely, sending them way out. Or you're gonna find an Airbnb. It got to be far away, because. Really, I was kind of mad about that, because think about the fact that they missed their situation. I was thinking if it was that far away.
Both groups did.
Yes. So why would you be that far away from with your excursions? Go ahead. We're going to get to it, though.
Didn't last season they ruin people that had conflict with each other last season? Like, don't they always do this, though? Like, they do this weird room assignment.
Uh-huh. Yep, you're right.
They do this every time.
Yeah, they do. All right, so let's move on. So Kelly says, when you are in a space and you're traveling, you at least want something comparable to what you are used to. She noticed Drew's attitude and she asked, is she okay? Drew says, first, you're talking about dirt, and now you're talking about comfortability. The fact is, you had a good night's rest and you're looking gorgeous. Kelly says, and you look like the alien
from the movie.
I don't like how they be coming at Drew. It do give like
I don't either.
It do give low hanging fruit, and Kelly just seems to have such a nasty spirit when it comes to Drew, because that was just such an unnecessary comment to make. Like, the lady literally just gave you a compliment. But listen, your confessionals, I need them to be on Kelly's head come reunion, because she been talking. Pip's been talking real bold in the
big mama. Yeah, big cash money in the confessionals. But not only
let me tell you something. I feel like she was extremely wrong on this, but when Kelly said it, it threw me off guard.
That's why I would have threw her off.
Because it was
I
so
would pay her death.
unnecessary. It was
I would
like,
pay her death.
and
I
you
would pay her
like
death
Emily
for
in your
him.
movie. Like, did you hear Drew? Drew was literally giving you a compliment, and she wasn't even being like facetious or snarky when she said, like, you know, it wasn't even like a backhanded compliment. She was literally paying you a nice compliment. But then Drew clapped back with the okay misproportions, and that flew over most people's head. But Kelly is
when she said that, I understood exactly what she was saying.
No, it flew over a lot of people's head just based off how they responded, and I was like, "Oh, y'all ain't catch that. Y'all never noticed that Kelly's portions is just not."
Can we talk about this for a minute though? So I'm glad that you even understood this part. So when Drew read that back, people would never say, "Oh, Drew read the fuck out of Kelly." She did. And people hate Drew so much they will never even receive the fact that when she said, "Okay, looks like misproportions," I said, "Oh God."
And it was see, I love a clever witty shade because she's saying misproportioned. But the way she said it is if it was like almost like a pageant title, misproportions. That's why I flew over people's head. It's so clever. It's very witty. I love a good witty clap.
Yes.
But you know why? You know why Drew
that even flew over Kelly's head. Real talk.
Right. And the reason why Drew is good like that is because she has her older sister and her mom is witty like that too. Her mom can come back with a really quick clap back, which a classy clap back too. On top of that, because I like the way she kind of talked about Ralph, the mama. But
I think also too, and I get it. I know people don't like Drew. They feel like she's playing a character, she's acting. But when it comes down to it, because people like to minimize her career, it's very important to remember that Drew is a actress that has been in the entertainment industry since she was a child. And Hollywood is no joke. You're entering into rooms, you're auditioning for the same role with 1,000 other people, and they all got something slick to say because they want the role. You know, Gabrielle Union gave us a little clip years ago in how those spaces move, how there's no for the most part, there's not a lot of camaraderie amongst Black actresses in Hollywood. They all compete for the same role, so it's a lot of backhanded compliments. It's a lot of shade. It's a lot of I should have got this role.
You know how you know that they don't forget it? When Drew first came onto this show, Marla was the first person who even said anything. She's like, I don't even like Drew. Because when she destroyed Melody and Derwin's relationship, I was pissed at her. So we know that they know who the fuck Drew is.
Yeah, they know who she is. And people try to minimize her career quite often. Oh, it's just Tubi movies. Oh, it's just this and that. I'm just saying, and if nothing else,
Drew was on Girlfriends. Drew was on
but playing herself though. But Tina, she was playing herself.
The backstory is that she had the relationship with Marla Brocka-Kill.
That's a flex that Drew should flex though.
The flex is that she knew Marla Brocka-Kill and she wrote her into the show specifically off of I just want to give you a role because I really want to work with you.
That's
the real flex.
Talk about it.
But you know, people, oh, she just doing Tubi movies, she just doing that. And I'm just like, but she's a working actress though. She ain't have no big gaps in roles. She's making her money. Like, what is the problem? Because Hollywood is struggling right now, baby. The writer's strike and the Screen Actors Guild strike should have told y'all that. The people getting paid less than we do at our regular jobs.
Drew's on Tubi movies because she's on a reality show. If Drew would have not went the reality show route, it could have changed for her. But Drew wasn't doing reality show shit before this. Drew was on Girlfriends and on The Game as Drew Sidora.
And she also has that duality though, where she's doing movies and she's still doing reality TV, and she also has that show. She has that TV show as well too.
But here's the thing.
Wait.
It's the show with Columbus Short. She's on the whole sitcom.
You gotta send that to me. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like on this second or third season. Drew is working.
It's like
yes, it's like literally. It's starring Columbus Short. It might be Wendy Raquel Robinson. I don't quote me on Wendy.
Please send me this. I want to send it to me because I need to watch this.
This is why we have to start going on IMDb before we start talking about people, because the people love saying Drew hasn't done anything since the TLC story, and it's literally not true. I can turn on my TV. I can turn on my TV on a random Friday, and Drew is on a BET movie.
Here's my thing. Did y'all catch when we gonna get to it? But when she said, I don't like the drama," that was her being facetious about being,
Yeah.
I
I did
said,
hear her say that.
and when she said it, I knew she meant it like, yeah, because I know I'm a star. I do movies, but since we talking about drama, I don't like drama. But then she gave you that look. I said, yeah, because you are, and it's not the drama we talking about. But I love it.
Okay,
I
so
don't like
look,
the
so
I
it
don't like
says
the way they treat
I'm
Drew though.
I'm on her. I am BD.
Yeah.
Drew is on End Zone. This is 2026. She's on Twin. This is 2026. Uh, The Demon's Revenge. That's 2025. Adopted 2. That's 2020. But this is Carrie. Oh, so Rachel Jordan is 2026. Regina is 2025. Carrie is 2025. Brittany Sedora is 2025. Aaliyah Williams is 2024, 2025. Drew's working.
She has two projects in post-production. Like she's a consistently working actress. Like I said, the two big movies is a listen, you book in a movie, when you book a role, you have no say so over whether it's gonna make it to the theaters, whether it's gonna be on a streaming platform, whether it's gonna be on TV. You have no say so over that. You just book the gig, you do your role, and then you move on to the next project. You don't look backwards.
Right. So Drew's working. That's all. I need
because before it even airs, the check is cashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want Drew. I just hopefully people will start respecting her a lot. And we always call her low hanging fruit, but we only say that because it just doesn't feel like it still almost feels like she's new when she's not. She carried the.
But no, but the cast does not treat. No, the cast.
No, I'm saying she carried a lot on her first season. On her first season, she came out the gate. Like I was on Drew. I don't know about y'all, but
this season they're not treating Drew like she's new. They're treating Drew like she's a veteran in the show.
Yeah, they're doing a lot better, but it does feel like, okay, like for example, Kelly. It took Kelly some time before she had this energy with Portia. She didn't immediately come with this level of veracity when it came to Portia. But when it comes to Drew, the minute it like Drew doesn't even have to really say or do anything, they immediately go from like a 0 to at least an 8 with Drew. Anybody else, it has to be a slow build. They never come directly at Portia that hard. They never come directly at Phaedra that hard. Obviously, when Kenya was still on the show, they never came directly at Kenya that hard.
And they better not.
They never jump the levels like they do with Drew. But and I don't say Drew's low hanging fruit because I don't see her value.
But that's also because
I think they think she's easy to pick on.
That's also because the girls above. That's also because the girls above Drew did the same thing. They never really valued Drew until Drew kind of bowed down to Portia. Now that she's like cool with Portia, now
I see that.
She's in the middle. She's in like the middle level of this entire situation.
And you know what else too? Even though her and Angela are friends, Drew don't be clicked up with people like all the other girls be clicked up. If you have an issue with Portia, you're going to have an issue with more than likely at least one other person on the show. If you had an issue with Kenya, you're going to have an issue with multiple people on the show. Like there are people who, when you have an issue with them, you have an issue with multiple people. When it comes to Drew, you can literally have conflict with Drew and you only going to have conflict with Drew. And you can literally like, we saw Portia do it in real time. You can literally like ice out. Even when Angela was defending Drew, she still was like present with the girls. She might bring up Drew, but she's not gonna skip the trip. She's not gonna say, "Oh, Drew ain't coming and I'm not coming."
I'm not going.
As opposed to the other shows where it's like, "Oh no, y'all not gonna do Portia like that. You're not gonna do Phaedra like that. You're not gonna do this person and that person like that." When Angela had an issue with Phaedra, look at how many people ran to defend Phaedra, even though Phaedra is a characteristically known liar and schemer. But when it comes to Drew, even if Drew is not in the wrong, even when she's in the right, nobody ever defends her. If anything, they like the dog pile on her. So
they love that line as Phaedra for some reason. I don't give a fuck what people say.
That's why I say she's low hanging fruit, because they feel like Drew's
easy to pick on. And no one can tell me nothing different about Phaedra. She's a freaking liar. Even when we get to the end of this episode, We watched Phaedra tell Portia to talk about that lady's husband who is being cheated on. I'm like, you sitting around being friends with a bitch who's letting your husband cheat on? But we're gonna get into that.
We have to pause that.
Don't look at her now. I'm just saying, people go up for Phaedra for so much. I'm like, this is a toxic ass person. She lies so much. She is aiding and abetting a man cheating on her on his wife. Fuck her. Like, I don't have no respect for Phaedra at all. I don't. So everybody, so public service announcement for people that's over there on Twitter watching this shit. Fuck Phaedra again, because they hate that I talk about Phaedra. I don't give a fuck. Fuck her.
Oh, well, there it is.
Let's get back into the review. Okay.
That was our PSA for the day.
That was. So Cynthia says it's not a hostile situation. If you don't want to be here, leave. Kelly says she would never put her in a space. Kelly tells Cynthia she would never put her in a space if she didn't feel comfortable. Cynthia says, Kelly, I hear you. I'm sorry. Shameen says Cynthia it's not her. Tells Cynthia it's not her fault. Cynthia says I'm not talking to you, Kelly. And she cuts Shamia all the way off. She says her gala is coming tomorrow and asks if they are trying to sabotage her trip. She's done talking about the room situation. Kelly says she hopes it's clean when they get back. Shamia says it's okay. Shamia says this is the first time she has ever met 50 Cent with a do-rag. The first one she met was the one from Power. Cynthia asks Drew for another shot. Drew tells them they are stressing her the fuck out. I will say this. In this moment, I feel like Cynthia is dead as wrong. Again, I feel like Cynthia take into account that if they would have put her in a dirty ass room, she would not be okay with this shit. And like it's been like the next day and it still haven't happened. So for me, I don't feel nothing bad that about Kelly and she may be mad about that shit.
I'm not defending Cynthia. I think I know why Cynthia was upset or why she was offended.
Oh, I can understand it too.
I don't think she was mad that they wanted a clean room and that they were complaining about it. Mm-hmm. I think. Let me start. Sorry, I feel like I'm stuttering. Pinky set the tone, unfortunately, and that's why you have to speak up for yourself and not let other people speak on your behalf. Pinky,
I think that she set a good tone, though.
I mean, you have your opinion of that.
Don't play me.
Well, this is my thing, though. I think Cynthia. Okay, to be fair, should the room not be clean? No, like that's not like I don't want there to be any misunderstanding about that. Very clear, hard. I agree when it comes to if you assign me a room, it should be clean to my standards. I want it to be crystal clean up in here. That's not debatable. However, Pinky's tone and her actual words were accusatory. And her thing was, well, did you intentionally put them there because ... And I think that is Cynthia's issue.
Can we pause right there real quick?
Yeah.
That was a question that they asked, they said to Pinky. So when Pinky asked that to Cynthia, it wasn't a Pinky thing. It was a question that actually Kelly had said to her.
No,
so when she said it to her, she said, "What's going on, Jazzy?"
Hey, Jazzy.
When she said it to her, she said it because it was said to Pinky. So when Pinky asked Cynthia this, it was a very valid question because that's how Shamia and Kelly felt.
But
I feel like they're putting that on Pinky, and she's like, "I'm just because they never talk to them." And even I think Portia, somebody said, I think Pinky said, I feel like I'm in the middle. I'm going back and forth with everybody else. And she's like, because she's the only person who's talking to the pool people and the main house people. So for me, I just feel like, well, she probably is because they're not talking to them. It's like they throw them on the pool house and let them go.
Well, this is the thing though. It still goes back to what I was saying. Not that you're incorrect. I understand the order of events. But Pinky is the one that brought that to Cynthia. Shamia and Kelly did not bring that to Cynthia. So Pinky still set the tone.
But why though? But why though?
The why, like for me, the why. This is what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pinky set the tone because when it was brought that was the idea. When it was brought to Cynthia's attention, it was Pinky that brought it to her attention. And I do believe that over the course of the evening, when she realized, oh, Kelly and Shamia think that I put them here on purpose in a dirty room as some get back or some production plant situation, I think Cynthia was offended that they thought that
Do
she
you
would
remember why
do
this
that,
was brought
which is
up?
what her energy was for the next day.
Do you remember why this was brought up? Feisty?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you remember why this was actually brought up?
When they were going back and forth about why the room was dirty, right?
No, because Portia asked her, did she talk to them? So Pinky was like, well, this is going on. Had Portia not even asked this, it wouldn't have been a conversation. Oh, maybe, I don't know, maybe it would have been. But Portia asked her this. So Pinky was like, well, this was going on.
Well, no.
So it wasn't like Pinky went over there was like, oh, yeah, they trashed her ass. They feel like Cynthia's doing this bullshit. Portia asked her. So she was like, well, this is how they feel.
See, this is the thing, though. We're getting hung up on the why, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Like I said, I understand the order of events, so the reasoning behind it. I'm just saying that.
Tab, if you can. Whatever, if you want to come up, you come over here. I don't care. But go ahead.
But it still is the matter. Like I said, if we're all having a conversation and we all have our thoughts and opinions, and we're saying this, that, and the third, and the person who we're discussing is not present. Whoever takes it to that person, that's still that person, regardless of how it gets brought up, regardless of why it got brought up. They're still the person that brought that information back to the topic, to the person that was the topic of discussion. But my thing is this: in that moment, because of how it was brought to Cynthia in a very accusatory way, like, just to be fair, it was very accusatory. It wasn't well, Cynthia, we just want to make sure that everything's okay. And is there any specific reason or logic behind your choice? It was like, did you do this and that because of this and that? I can understand where her mind immediately went to, wow, y'all think I would really do that to you? I think she was offended that they thought that she would do something like that. And then as the they thought that. We saw them in real time. They thought that. And that's
why Pinky asked that question.
Well, no, she asked the question because that's what the thought was, and then when she heard it, she went to go speak to them.
No, wait. Kelly said that to her when they was by the pool. She said that to her.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you about that. I'm saying that it got brought to Cynthia and she got offended by the accusation, which is why she went to go and apologize to them to smooth it over. I genuinely believe, just based off of her response, that Cynthia did not intentionally put them in a dirty room. Did she intentionally put them in that room? Yes. Did she intentionally put them in a dirty room? No. And I think she is offended that they think that she would do that to them. But and as the conversation continues, the offense continues, which is why her energy is the way it is the next day.
It was a dirty room. That's when your ego has to go out of the room, because if Cynthia was in the dirty room, Portia was in the dirty room, Paige was in the dirty room, Drew's in the dirty room, and was in the room. They would have all had the same issue. So I'm not really mad at them having this issue with them, and the fact that it went on for like 2 days, it's really crazy to me, because it's like, and it's not Cynthia's fault, but I feel like Cynthia should be more on, like, that's the management of the Airbnb, not me, not y'all getting on my nerves because y'all keep bringing it up to me. Well, baby, you booked the shit allegedly. We know production did it, but for the show purposes, you booked this stuff. So yes, I'm talking to you about it. For me, I feel like if it would have been anybody else outside of Shamia and Kelly, they would have handled this way worse.
Everybody would have had an issue, and everybody would have had a legitimate issue, regardless of who was there, the condition of the room. That's not debatable. That's what I'm saying. It's a hard. I agree with that. That's not debatable. They had just cause to be upset. I'm saying that Cynthia's energy was because she was offended, because she felt like they were accusing her of putting it in that room. And to be honest with you, regardless of who was in that room, because it's Airbnb, that's why I go to hotels, just being honest with you.
Real talk.
I don't do the Airbnbs, but regardless of who was in that room, the response and the response time would have been exactly the same, because y'all already all the way out yonder. By the time you get the host on the line to tell them what's going on in the room. It's still going to take them some time before they come out and actually clean. It's got to get clean. There was really nothing else Cynthia could have done other than get some bleach and pine sol and clean it herself.
I don't think they want to.
The complaint was going to be the complaint,
but I don't think they wanted Cynthia to do anything personally. I think they wanted Cynthia to call them and be like, it's still not clean. And I feel like Cynthia took it personally instead of saying like, listen, they haven't cleaned the room yet. As a friend, like, okay, again, me and Cutie been on a trip together before. If we went to an Airbnb and like we all saying the same shit, and like the main house, I'm staying in the back house, and the main house is clean, I'll just went and stayed on the couch, and the main house is like clean my shit. But on top of that, if we're calling the people who are owning this space, why are y'all not here? Like my energy would not be towards Cynthia. It would be more towards the Airbnb. Because why are y'all not coming here? Y'all gave us a dirty ass room. The bathroom's dirty. The sheets are dirty. Everything's dirty. Like, why are the energy shouldn't be towards Cynthia?
Yeah, but it wasn't. That's the problem. That's what the problem is. Even on the first night, the room was dirty.
Yes,
the first night it was dirty, and they saw that it was dirty. But then they didn't even come to dinner. Now
they were dirty the next day too.
I know, but I'm saying that to say that already sets the tone. So it wasn't just about the room being dirty. They were mad upset, like you said. Anybody would have been upset about being there in the small not being attached. We get that, but then the energy still goes. It goes even lower when like, well, you know what? I'm not even going to dinner because I can't even really get dressed. I can't even do anything instead of being like that. It's like you go back to the big house and you say, look, we can't stay in this room, so we're gonna come in this big house. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to maneuver around because I don't feel comfortable with being back there. And I feel like if Shamia and Kelly would have did that from jump instead of really complaining, if you was going to complain, then yeah, I get that's why y'all didn't come to dinner. But instead of doing that, go get your accommodations. Go in there and get your luggage and say, look, we coming in this house. Well, I don't know where we're going to stay at, but until this room
gets though.
That's why I call BS though. When it came to her talking about I can't even take no bath because it's dirty. Shamia, you was wearing Portia's extra panties last season when you didn't get your luggage. I'm just saying, like when you were literally just talking about peeing in a cup at a truck stop. Like you couldn't go take a quick shower in somebody else's room. You know they would have let you do that. Like that's when it got extra. No, listen, the room not being clean. Like I promise y'all. I will literally, it could be a 5-star hotel. If I don't even like the way your bathroom is structured, I don't like the placement of the sink, the toilet, and the shower, I'm not booking it. The bathroom alone breaks a booking for me. I'm not saying you can't be picky about where you stay. I'm definitely not telling them they didn't have just reason to complain. I'm saying we can't even bathe like we want to. We gonna sit by the pool and stick our unclean feet in these people's pool and just sit around funky instead of letting somebody let us use their bathroom so that we can actually wash our body. I'm sorry, we not debating this. That was some trifling.
It's not like a big debate. What I'm just saying is that for me personally, I'm not really mad at Shamia and Kelly about the fact that the shit was dirty. Like, to be honest, I just really am not. I feel like even when we watched that last episode, they were still sitting by the pool. They was eating food and shit. Like, why were y'all not moving to Pinky's room at this time? So for me, I'm just like, well, what did you really want? And so I guess we'll move there in a minute once they get to that part. But I do feel like in the very beginning, if I went down to, first of all, I don't want to be in a pool house, and everything is in a big house. I'm side swiped because I've been here more than K, Michelle, and Pinky.
That's the main reason why they were pissed off. That's like we're gonna be real. That's the real reason why they were pissed off. That's the real reason. Even if Cynthia had gotten somebody to come in with
y'all also have not liked Drew like that. So and I think that
and they feel like they place higher than Drew. Don't get me wrong, Drew has been there longer than them.
Well, I mean,
like Kelly and Shamia feel like they place higher than Drew.
Real talk though, Shamia, I can understand. Shamia been there way longer than most people on this show.
Well, Shamia has not had an official peach longer than Drew, and when she did get her peach, she was a flop. So
she has had a peach.
Shamia can't understand nothing.
But let me ask you this though: did they put Marlo?
Being a plus one for 10 years is not the same as being a headliner.
Did they do that to Marlo?
Marlo would have booked her own accommodations.
But did they do that to Marlo?
No, they didn't, but they never could get a chance to do it to Marlo.
So,
You know why? When they
so-
tried to
Because
play with
Marlo
Marlo when they
always
went
booked
to
her own
Africa.
stuff.
No,
so
but
that's
let's
like when it
remember.
comes to Shamia being a friend of the show, just like Marlo, they never treated Marlo like that.
But they never got a chance to, because remember when they tried to play with Marlo like that, when they went to Africa, Marlo bought her own plane, her own airfare, and hotel accommodations. They never would have gotten a chance to play with Marlo because Marlo would have swiped the credit card.
Okay.
Which is gonna be real. That's what I'm saying.
You're right.
Which is why I say, what is the purpose of having all this money? You done hooked your way into a rich African's bedroom. What was the purpose of doing that all this time if you scared to spend the man money?
You know what, Too Feisty?
I would have had a helicopter taking me to and from the set every day from my 5-star accommodations.
Too Feisty. Don't eat me up like this on the slide.
Too late.
Because you gave me the fuck up real quick. Okay.
Listen, listen. If you're married to a multimillionaire, you're saying that you living like an American princess. What's hiring a helicopter every day to take you to and from? Okay, it's an hour out from the main city or whatever. Okay, but a helicopter get you there in about 15 minutes, and you got the money.
Or do she?
Or do she?
I think Kenya did that one season too, because she was staying with Brooklyn.
Did she take a PJ? I'm just saying, the girls that are thrifty somehow can afford to live the life that Shamia says she be living.
Oh, that's cool.
Last season, why is you not going to get all new? Like, okay, your luggage got lost while you were traveling. Why are you wearing Portia's hand-me-downs or extra clothes instead of going to get brand new clothes? They would have had the cameras follow me around to all the luxury shops in, where did they go last season? Trinidad, Tobago, Bermuda, wherever they was last season in the Caribbean. Production would have had a good time.
Grenada.
Spending my money.
Can they go Grenada?
All right, we gotta move down to the notes. All right, let's go back. So we get back to Cynthia. Drew was asking what's going on with the gala. Cynthia says at this point she doesn't have the strength to do the bandwidth to even do the work. Cynthia is pretty much pissed off at this point. Pinky asked Drew if her boo is still coming. Drew says her friend, is talking to him. She talked to him last night and told him that Pinky's husband was coming. Pinky says that Drew is so smitten by this man. And Drew says she loves him. And everybody's like, well, what kind of love is this? Is Drew in love with Black?
Drew putting on. Y'all know she was putting on. She didn't say she was in love with him. She said she loved him. Y'all know Drew did not mean she was in love with that man.
She loved him like a best friend because that's what she keeps calling him.
I think she loves him more than a best friend. We get back to Portia Sprinter. They're having a good time. They're dancing, listening to music. Portia asked Kate what's her Portia asked her what's her read on Drew. Kate says it's her second time being around Drew, and she doesn't think she's had enough time to know Drew. They talk about the conversations about Kate knowing Black from the Sprinter ride from Casa Lafifi. And Kate don't know that man. She said that he likes her cakes. He watches her on Instagram making cakes. She don't know if he wants the cakes that she's baking on the cakes on her ass, but she has the hips. Drew is not going to do a Kay. Kay says Drew's not going to do her like Kay does Ralph, does her. And Angela says maybe that's a conversation. And Kay says it's not a conversation. I need to conversation with a baby on a man or a woman that I don't want.
So this is my thing, right? Mm-hmm. So this is why I came up here, y'all. We know at some point in this season, K. Michelle is going to have conflict with Drew.
Yes.
And I have been watching with the magnifying glass to see where this comes from because, as I said earlier, it does appear to be that people like to come onto this show and immediately create conflict with Drew because they feel like she's low-hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Shamia, Kelly, K. Michelle, like even Pinky made a comment about Drew that I felt like was like, well, dang, why you getting a little giving heat to Drew like that? Like, what's the purpose of that? when she was going back and forth with Angela, Drew never said a word, and she threw a shot at Drew. They do kind of like try to pick at Drew. So my point though is that in that moment, K Michelle has been making an attempt to get to know most of the ladies on the show, with the exception of Drew. And I haven't seen why. Even this whole black situation, if you're a married woman, which is questionable, by the way, but if you're a married woman, you are newlywed, truth be told, and this is the man that you done been on and off with since you were a child, and you finally in your dream phase with this man that you've been wanting to be with, I really don't understand why it would matter to you that she's dating this man. And even then the misunderstanding of that is like, oh, well, you know him. Oh, no, I don't know him like that. And even when she said, well, I didn't even like what she did with her hands. Well, first of all, everybody on this show talk with their hands. Everybody's animated. Everybody's a big personality.
Well, you got to rewind it back then. You're going to say that because you know when they had pillow talk, Cynthia was on her hands and Candy about to fight Mallory. So
yeah, but again, the people like K Michelle, you talk with your hands. K Michelle's being a hypocrite, is my point. And it does seem like she is looking like, and I think what's happening is, and again, I still don't know what's going to happen when it comes to the two of them, but Drew made a comment last season about K Michelle's energy. And I think what Drew is picking up on is that K Michelle is being standoffish with her. And she doesn't understand why, because she hasn't done anything. And we can go all the way back to the first episode when Portia first brought up Drew, and K Michelle made a face, and Portia responded, no, she's a singer. You're going to be nice. We're going to get to know the girls, which to me kind of read as y'all had a conversation about Drew off camera.
Yep.
And she was trying to remind you on camera not to repeat what was said. And it's like, and then she immediately, which I did not understand, by the way, she immediately went into, after Portia said that, I've been through a lot with the girls in Atlanta. They bullied me. Another thing that's very questionable, by the way. They bullied me. They tried to run me out of Atlanta, this, that, and the third. Drew ain't even live in Atlanta when you was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. How does that correlate to Drew? It just feels like K Michelle is not interested in getting to know Drew. She doesn't really want to give Drew a chance to get to know her. And she's going to be standoffish with her so that when Drew finally picks up on it and starts responding to what I feel like are dog whistles, because K Michelle is not saying anything outright rude, but you know when somebody don't like you, even if they don't say I don't like you. You know when somebody not giving you, giving you certain energy. It does. I want to
see what it really is, once we get to the last episode, because I do feel like even when Portia did her interview with Carlos Kane, and she said that K Michelle chose the wrong team, I want to understand what it is, why K Michelle chose the wrong team when it comes to Drew, because if Drew's the common denominator, what did Drew even do?
Well, I also was thinking maybe Drew said something that offended her, and K Michelle did that thing that they all do with Drew, where they go from 0 to 10 for no reason, whereas everybody else, you're not going to jump from 0 to 10. Even with Portia, although I still think that was when it came to her and the miscarriage comment. But even with Portia, yeah, you talked a little trash on Twitter, but you didn't even say Portia's name. And when you came to her, you were able to sit down and have a calm conversation with her, expressing how you felt and why you didn't like what she said. You didn't jump from 0 to 10 with Portia like y'all are gonna do Drew. Like that's how they always do Drew like that. Y'all know how to speak with reason and emotional intelligence when it comes to the other girls. Now, I don't know if it's because they're production pets and production really likes them. I don't know if it's because they know these girls have a big fandom and they don't want to have to get into it with their fans on social media, or if they low-key just want to be their friend, but they also don't want to come across as a pushover. I don't know what the logic is, but it's just interesting to me that you're more interested in getting to know Phaedra than you are Drew.
Why? Why do you want to know Phaedra?
And another thing, I know we haven't gotten there, but let's jump ahead.
No, let's not jump ahead.
I call BS on everything K Michelle has said about this whole how the girls in Atlanta have treated her. We watched in real time what you experienced. I don't remember her getting bullied on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
She did get bullied on Love and Hip Hop.
By who? Because I don't consider what happened between
Rashida, Mimi, everybody, because they was like so.
Mimi didn't bully her. Mimi didn't bully her.
They did not
And
fuck with
when,
Kim.
and when the show first
Carly
started,
Red.
when the show first started, she had
Oh, hold on
conflict.
real quick. Thank you, Jazzy, for becoming a member
Oh,
of my
yay. Thank you,
channel.
Jazzy.
That's so
Oh,
sweet.
thank you so much.
We love it here.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have conflict with anybody but Carly Red. And
No,
even
remember
then, everybody was
she hit Mimi with no flowers.
nope, that wasn't when the show first started. We skipping parts.
Oh, but she was present with her until then.
Listen though, listen now. See y'all, this is why we're in this situation because y'all defend K Michelle and y'all don't be remember how things happen.
Oh, I'm not defending Kim Michelle at all.
When the show first started, the only person that she had conflict with was Carly Webb. And if we remember, the conflict started with K Michelle because K Michelle said somebody told her that Carly Red was talking about her off camera. We never saw Carly Red say anything about her on camera, and we never even saw the person K Michelle said she got it from say, yeah, Carly was calling me talking about you. We just saw a confrontation between K Michelle and Carly Red where, she's shaking the table. But that started with K Michelle. When she first got on the show, her and Rashida were cool. When she first got on the show, even Jocelyn, she wasn't even really feeling Jocelyn when the show first started. But even Jocelyn was trying to be cool with K Michelle. Everybody wanted to be cool with K Michelle because they liked her. Mm-hmm. We already know what happened with her and Rashida. Rashida got back to the house and her homegirls was like, how you gonna be cool with her? And and she flipped on K Michelle. But even then, everybody was still on K Michelle's side, even down to Mona Scott Young.
Well, Jay as a Jim said most of the conflicts was from K. I don't remember that. I just feel like
it was.
I feel like K Michelle's always on defense mode because of how they perceive her. Period. I feel like
that's her, but that's her though. K Michelle has earned her reputation in the industry.
Well, hold on. I feel like K Michelle is very problematic to the industry in their stance of how they feel. Like K Michelle says how she feels, but in reality, I feel like if we're on a reality show, I feel like that's what they do anyway. And I feel like she chose her persona of her career as I'm just gonna be real about things that I do. So she showed us about her butt injections and how that worked. I feel like Kay's trying to be real, but maybe it's not landing right for people.
I don't like this narrative that K Michelle, when she lived in Atlanta, if she had a difficult and challenging time in Atlanta, it was due to things that happened outside of love and hip hop, like the abuse. It wasn't.
Well, you know,
it wasn't how those girls treated her on the show. They wanted to be K Michelle's friends.
You can kind of parallel K Michelle though, because Mimi has the same issue with the girls from Love and Hip Hop. Mimi don't fuck with them no more either because they weren't really good friends to them. Even I think the biggest thing with K Michelle was Rashida. When Rashida went on and said that man didn't do shit to her, I feel like K Michelle lost all respect for everybody because they let Rashida say that. And reality was, I think that it was proven that he did it.
Well, this is the thing.
And nobody corrected them.
That still isn't the case, though. Like, I hear what you're saying, but that's still not how it played out. She was still friends with Mimi. She was still friends with Ariana. Her and Mimi fell out because K Michelle decided to do a radio interview talking about Mimi and her relationship, calling Mimi stupid for being with that man. Now, granted, Mimi was being stupid.
But she didn't lie, though. She was stupid for being with that man.
This is how we get here with people like K Michelle. She was being stupid with that man. She was making a fool of herself with that man. And she did get embarrassed by Stevie J. But I would never expect you to do a radio interview talking about Cutie's business if you her friend.
Well, I mean, I think the Cutie would know that I thought she was stupid about being with that man.
But she would never get on it. Even if she knew you felt that way, you would never get on the reality
about her. Asking a question, that's our job. So
but that wasn't for the reality show. But that wasn't for the reality show, though. And again, we're talking about friendships. And this is somebody who was saying that she has been mistreated by other women. And she's been made to feel like she was being bullied and even made to feel uncomfortable in these spaces. What type of friend are you for you to discuss your friend's personal business and to disrespect and demean her on a public radio interview? And then got mad at the girl because she took issue with it and you hit her with flowers. You would never do that to your friends.
I will say this: we have a friend who will say this to us, and I mean maybe not on social media, but we'll say this to us. And to me, it doesn't seem disrespectful to me. I feel like if we were on a reality television show and we watched this shit happen, I want to set my friends say anything differently because it's the truth. Like I look dumb as fuck with the situation. And I already know because we've already talked about it. So I already know this part.
I don't believe you. I'll be honest with you. I don't believe you. I hear what you're saying. I don't believe because I know how you move with your friends. Like you ain't talking to a stranger, Deb. I know how you move with your friends. I know how you show up for your friends. You would never get on the radio and dog out Cutie. You would never get on the radio. I don't believe you. You would never get on the radio and dog out Nola. I don't believe you.
I wouldn't. First of all, I don't feel like it's dogging out anybody, but
she dogged Mimi out. Though she did that.
I feel like that what K. Michelle said about the
notice how he didn't disagree with me, Cutie. He would never do that. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know why he's talking right now because you would never do that to your friends. She was wrong.
I wouldn't dog my friends out at all. I would not. But I feel like if I'm in a toxic situation and we're on a reality show and they ask my friend about my situation, I would want them to be honest. Like it does look dumb as fuck for real. Like it does.
But yeah, they probably be a way to say it without making it sound like, yeah, he looks dumb. Yeah, it's just a way to say it.
To be clear, what we're describing is not what actually happened. If we were filming a reality show and we're filming a scene where we're discussing what's going on, let's say me, right? We're filming a scene where we're discussing what is happening in my relationship. And because we have a level of honesty within our friendship, within our relationship, I'm going to expect you to tell me the truth no matter what the setting is.
But I wouldn't know that before they did the interview, though.
Hold on. Wait a minute now. You're speaking directly to me and you're being completely honest and saying, friend, you stupid as fuck right now and you need to get your shit together. I would expect that from my friends. That's how I operate with my friends in any occasion. But let's be clear. K. Michelle didn't say that directly to Mimi. K. Michelle went on the Breakfast Club and aired Mimi out and ran down on her business. And Mimi felt offended as her friend, as someone who supported her from the very beginning, when she felt like she wasn't getting support by the other girls on the show. And when confronted, I told you the truth.
The sex tape.
Well, no, this was before the sex tape got leaked. Before the sex tape came out. This is when she first started messing with him.
Okay.
And because we're forgetting how things happen. And when Mimi approached her, this is my thing. Even if you felt like, well, I said the truth, I didn't lie. Your friend, right? The person you claim you care about, your friend came and said, hey, that really hurt me that you did that. Your response is not, oh, I'm sorry, I thought we could do that. But you know what? You're right. I'm wrong. I shouldn't have did that to you. I should have maybe asked your permission. I didn't have to go that hard on you. When she got confronted by Mimi with, hey, your disrespect hurt me, you hit this girl with flowers. You got physical with her. And that is why their friendship ended. And K. Michelle knew she was wrong because she came back crying and apologizing.
I think that a lot of my life people don't understand like what has happened in my life. Like I've been through a lot of this stuff before. My ex was like a public person and like our shit was everywhere all the time. And so I'm not really bothered by social media stuff for real, to be honest. I'm just not. If it was something true, I'm like, I just did this shit. If not, I'm like, well, I didn't do it. But my energy leaves after I say yes or no. Mm-hmm. I really wouldn't care. So if I had talked to Cutie about something that happened with me and she went to an interview and said, yeah, I don't think that she gave her opinion, I really wouldn't care about it because I'm like, well, she gave her opinion to me already, so I got it. I just wouldn't care. I have had my life has been like a lot's happened. So I respect
that. I respect that you wouldn't care. But if somebody else in that situation said that they did care, I can't tell them how they feel should be minimized because I don't feel that way. In that moment, Mimi was hurt by somebody she considered a close friend, and her friend responded with violence. That's not how you move with your friends.
I agree. Okay, I agree.
And so when we revisit K. Michelle's experience on Love and Hip Hop, K. Michelle was not bullied on that show. K. Michelle had altercations on that show and she had conflict, but K. Michelle did not exist on Love and Hip. K. Michelle was not, what's old girl's name? Like on Basketball Wives, how it's always most of the cast against one person. That's never been K. Michelle's. That's never been K. Michelle's experience on any of the Love and Hip Hop franchises. That's never been her experience. The majority of the cast usually likes her, the men included. They usually take up for her. They give her the red carpet rollout. They feel like she's one of the big success stories from the show. They always support her and her music. And even
But
Mona Scott,
she was a success story before she even got on the show.
She wasn't.
I feel like she thought that when she went to that show, they would have treated her that way, and they just did not.
She wasn't. K. Michelle was a flop on her last chance. And we're gonna be real, she wasn't a success story before Love and Hip Hop. She wasn't
not as big as she is now.
Her career.
No, not as big as she is now, but I'm saying she had success before she got into that show.
She had a record deal. She got dropped from her label. Her and her producer / ex, they fell out because obviously the violence. You was attached to R. Kelly when his career was declining. And the one album that you came out with, it flopped because R&B was experiencing a shift.
What was the album?
Music was taking over. I don't remember her debut album's name. I don't remember the name of it. I remember she had that song "Can't Do This" because I remember it used to come on 106 Apart. K. Michelle was a flop before she came out, and I'm not saying that to minimize her. Love and Hip Hop saved her career. Love and Hip Hop saved her career. I
can believe that.
And there was a vested interest not only for her and her team, but also Mona Scott Young. Mona Scott Young had 2 faves on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
You were trying to say something.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I was just agreeing with.
I'm sorry. I know I'm ranting, but
I know you be delayed, so I'm like, make sure what you're saying.
Mona had 2 faves when it came to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She had Jocelyn and she had K. Michelle, and she did everything that she could behind the scenes and on the camera to help them build their careers to take them to another level. People don't know that they used to cut out because K. Michelle had a reputation in the industry. K. Michelle had a volatile reputation. She was known as a mean girl. Nobody wanted to work with her. They keep putting the credit on Memphis for blackballing her, but K. Michelle got blackballed because she couldn't get along with other women in the industry. And Mona made sure anytime K. Michelle got into violent situations, like when she jumped on Carly Red at the first season's reunion, she would cut those scenes out of K. Michelle so that she wouldn't look bad because they were working on her reputation behind the scenes. K. Michelle earned her reputation, and Mona did everything she could to help her because she wanted to help her fix her career. K. Michelle wasn't a success story before Love and Hip Hop.
I thought she had some type of success before that.
She had songs, but they didn't do nothing.
Well, I can wait a minute. I done missed the whole thing now. Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up. All I know is in 2017, I was in love with K. Michelle. Before that, I don't know shit about it, but I was.
That's good. That's good. Listen, I don't have anything wrong in terms of talent.
And y'all make sure y'all go to K. Michelle's album, Kimberly, and listen to Kim K. Because when K. Michelle sings that song, it's the funniest song, but she goes the fuck off. I love that song so much.
K. Michelle is a very talented woman. I'm never gonna lie about anybody being talented, but when she says she got bullied on Love and Hip Hop, I disagree. And I just think it's very interesting that if we connect all of this back to Rashida and to ultimately Toya, because Rashida was acting on behalf of Toya, right? Toya Wright, whatever her last name.
Not her and Pinky are Mean Girls.
Whatever Rashida did, it was on behalf of her bestie, Toya Wright, whatever her last name is.
Now, see, I cannot agree with that.
What you mean?
Even if you don't believe what the fuck K. Michelle said, for me, I feel like Rashida should have never said that on national television.
But that's not what I said, though.
When you brought up Rashida, that's what I thought about.
No, what I said was whatever Rashida said or did to K. Michelle, it was on behalf of Toya. Toya was never on Love and Hip Hop.
No, right.
But Rashida was doing that, taking up for her friend, is my point.
But she should have never even inserted herself in that situation at all.
No, she should, like that. We're not disagreeing. I'm saying
I'm agreeing with you.
Toya's like the ghost figure in the background. She was never a member of Love and Hip Hop, but Toya's the reason why that breakdown between her and Rashida happened.
I'm agreeing with what you're saying. I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
So my thing though is that right follow me. It's Rashida and Toya, right? Shamia's part of that friend group with Toya, Rashida, and Candy.
And see, if I was K. Michelle, I would have whooped Rashida's fucking ass.
Okay, I hear you, right? But
and then I would have been like, see, this is how Memphis beat my ass. bitch, and now you go over there to
Oh.
Kurt.
But
and
but
figure it
but
out.
but hear
Oh.
me
That's
out
what I
though,
would have
cutie,
done.
right?
Because
K.
I
Michelle.
want to say this. I'm going to be very clear when I say this. When people don't be believing people's stories about the abuse they went through, and fuck you two right now, I'm just going to be very honest. When people don't believe what you went through, I don't give a fuck what you believe, baby. I went through it my own motherfucking self. And so you can never tell me my own fucking story. I don't think that K. Michelle is driving the story for her entire life, and it didn't happen. So fuck Rashida, and fuck everybody who believes that shit that Rashida said, because K. Michelle said that shit happened, and I believe that. I feel like for me, because I've been a person that's been through abuse, I'm alright with that shit for real. Because I would never lie about that. And so I'm maybe in a different type of space when it comes to K. Michelle, because I feel like she was treated wrong on Love Hip Hop because of Rashida. And agreeing and going and asking that lady, oh, well, was it true? Bitch, is your son murdering motherfucking people? Is that true? Like, I would be on Rashida's ass.
But Deb, I hear you, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Rashida was dead ass wrong, but that was one person. K. Michelle talks like she has PTSD from the entire cast. Majority of that cast wrong with her.
I think it's Rashida though, to be honest.
But this is what I'm saying though, right? If the PTSD exists, Shamia's part of that friend group.
Shamia? Well, what Shamia do?
Shamia's part of the friend group with Candy and Rashida and Toya.
Candy doesn't believe it either.
This what I'm trying to say. See, he ain't following me, cutie. You follow. I feel like you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Oh, I don't know.
If she, because you stuck on Rashida saying that K. Michelle lied. What I'm saying is Rashida, not Rashida, K. Michelle keep coming on every episode telling y'all, not me, because I don't believe it. K. Michelle keeps saying, I don't know about getting to know y'all. I don't know about interacting with y'all. I'm scared to let my guard down because I had all these traumatic experiences with other women in Atlanta, right? We know that she's talking about Love and Hip Hop without saying Love and Hip Hop.
Absolutely. I knew that part.
Okay, right. Follow me. What I'm saying is that if Rashida and ultimately Toya is the source of that contention, is the source of that pseudo PTSD, Shamia is part of that friend group. She just said in the preview, if I'm not, it was either in the episode or the preview for next week. Shamia's her favorite. She loves Shamia.
No, that was this one.
Beautiful. Shamia's part of that friend group with Rashida, baby.
Well, why would Shamia be? I don't understand why Shamia is associated with the fact that she thinks that didn't happen with K. Michelle.
It's not. No, see, like I said, you're not following me. You keep thinking that
we're talking about the friend group. We're just talking about the friend group. We're talking about the friend group.
I understand the friend group.
No, but K. Michelle, like I said,
we're talking feels this way. I don't think that Shamia should be held accountable for how they feel.
But she's holding everybody else accountable for something that happened that they weren't there for. She's holding Drew accountable. She's holding Portia accountable. But Shamia's actually a part of that friend group with those people. I'll do you one better. Yesterday, K. Michelle was at a performance for Mother's Day with Escape and somebody else. You better believe with Candy being in Escape and the performances in Atlanta, you better believe Toya and Rashida was there because them her girls.
And yeah, but I don't feel like they feel the same way that they felt about what happened with K. Michelle though.
We're moving the line.
I wouldn't associate them because they're friends with her.
You're not, but she is. No, but see, you're not, but she is. My thing is this: she's skeptical. She's skeptical to get to know Drew. She's skeptical to get to know Phaedra. She's skeptical to get to know Portia. She's literally saying this in the episodes. I don't know about this. I ain't never been on no girl trip before. I don't know if I want to go because the last time I was around girls in Atlanta, this, that, and the third happened. Okay, but Shamia is a part of that friend group that you acting like you got PTSD from, and you're saying that Shamia is your fave out of all the girls.
But I don't feel like Shamia.
It's feeling selective. It's feeling selective, and it's feeling like
I'm not the same thing. I'm not the same thing. I don't.
K. Michelle is being selective with how she engages with these women. I feel like she's prejudged them, and she's only willing to get to know certain people, and she's disengaging. She's disengaging.
She told her herself. She said that because she even said
she said every episode.
She said that she's glad she got to know Phaedra a little bit because she kind of cool, and then she said something about oh yeah, this is the portion that I like to this is the portion that I like to hang out with. This is the portion that I remember. Da 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 da. So
I don't
you're
know
right.
who this person is, Logan, and this one of these words I don't even know what it is, but it says she's whatever this word is, not
She's
skeptical.
trepidatious.
Yeah, there you go. She's that not skeptical. She was apprehensive and navigating her feelings and sensitivities. Jesus, I don't care why people don't give people grace.
She
I
should have
think
done it before she signed up for this show. I'm not
I
saying that
don't
she
I
shouldn't.
don't think that she came to this show thinking it's going to be the same situation. And I
Who
also feel
said
like
she did though? Damn, I hear you, but this is what she's saying though. I'm not your. I'm gonna take her for her words and not your interpretation of her actions. I can only take it by what she's saying. She's literally saying this every week.
yes, but she also heard say she thought that Phaedra was mean. Now she felt like Phaedra was nice, which baby, good luck. But there's just a lot of things she's like. I feel like Kim Michelle doesn't know where she belongs at because everybody kind of like just bounces her around. I feel like her experience on Love and Hip Hop might have been because when Rashida said that she felt like that Memphis didn't do shit to her, and maybe she included that with the entire cast. But I would be like the same way, like bitch, the nigga was beating my ass, and y'all let Rashida sit there and say this. Nobody took up for me. So for me, I
I,
just feel like the way that K Michelle's expressing it may not come off the right way, but she's not wrong.
I think it's very easy to put everything in that bubble. But I think her and Rashida had an isolated situation. I think the rest of that cast was very friendly and fun. Most of that cast was friendly and fun. Even with her and Jocelyn, she only became friends with Jocelyn when her and Mimi fell out to get back at Mimi. And even her and Jocelyn fell out because of K. Michelle's actions. The grandmama is the baby. That was a people forget where that came from. That was a
Mimi and
response.
Jocelyn fell out because of K Michelle's actions.
No, Jocelyn and K. Michelle fell out because of K. Michelle's actions. That's what I said.
Well,
They were
anybody that
friends
falls out
until they
with
fell out.
Jocelyn about actions that's insane to me.
No, but see, Deb, you moving the line back and forth. My point is,
Oh, I'm not
that
moving the line at all. The line stays at the same place.
because
If
you
Jocelyn
keep
falls over
looping it back
anybody,
to what Rashida did. But I'm saying even after Rashida said that,
because she's
K.
the one
Michelle
who
made
brought up the fact that
connections
she
with
doesn't
multiple
believe that K
people.
Michelle got abused by that man. And
But
for
K.
me,
Michelle made connections and friendships with people across the platform on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and on different franchises,
and then when
even
they got
after
mad
what
at
happened
her, they was
between her and
like, "That man
Rashida.
didn't beat you up."
That's not how that happened. That's not how that happened. And like I said,
So
I feel like
Rashida
we're
wasn't
putting.
friends with her before this, and then when she got
That's
mad at her,
not what
just
I'm
say
saying.
that.
Now, that's not what I'm saying. What happened between K.
Let's
Michelle
travel
and
down the road of
Rashida?
Rashida and K Michelle's friendship real quick. So when K Michelle and Rashida were friends, were they not cool at some point?
Yeah.
Okay. And then when when they weren't friends, the reason why was because Rashida said that she doesn't believe K Michelle. Wrong or right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the beginning. And for me, if I'm sitting around cutie and in this situation, I'm like, my husband was beating my ass. And at the end, then she's like, well, I don't believe that part. Fuck you too, bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not sitting around people who don't believe what I'm saying because the man was beating my ass. Me and that man was in a room. Nobody else was there.
Nobody else
So,
did that to her though. Nobody else
but
did that to her.
Rashida
Rashida did
did.
that to her. No, but see, that's what I'm saying. You can't put Rashida's actions on everybody. And
I'm
K.
saying,
Michelle did not
what
put
I'm saying
Rashida's
is that
actions
if
on
we've been
everybody.
friends for all this time, then all of a sudden you come to me and say, I don't believe you.
But everybody else didn't do that to her. And K. Michelle did not put that responsibility on everybody else. She
I'm
didn't
not
put
talking about
that on
everybody else.
Erica.
I'm just talking about Rashida and K.
But
Michelle.
you
That's
keep
all.
putting it on Rashida, and I'm saying when it came to everybody else, K. Michelle did not have a negative experience on Love and Hip Hop with everybody else because of what Rashida did. K.
I feel
Michelle was
like my
friends with,
mind frame would be like, I did have a bad experience with everybody
but that's not
because
what
I'm
K.
on this
Michelle's
show.
was though. Yours was, but that wasn't K. Michelle's experience.
No, I'm saying if I'm with K. Michelle, I probably would feel the same way because I'm like, I was friends with this bitch the entire time, and now all of a sudden she's saying she don't believe what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Fuck
but see,
everybody.
this what I'm saying. You keep bringing it back to that. I'm not disagreeing with you. I keep saying Rashida was dead wrong, and we know she only did that because she felt like she had to be loyal to Toya. That's why I say even though Toya wasn't on the show, Toya's presence was felt on the show.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
saying that That did not stop K. Michelle from fostering relationships with other men and women on
I think
Miami,
she already
on
had those
Atlanta,
relationships with
on
people.
LA.
I think she already had those relationships with people, and then
She
she was
didn't.
like
She didn't
going
even know those
around.
people. She didn't know Safari. She
She
didn't know
didn't,
Safari.
but before all this stuff had happened, she already made these friendships with people, and so now all of a
But that's
sudden,
not true for
Rashida
everybody, though.
throws this little bomb underneath me, like, bitch. Well, I don't believe you.
That's
Now,
not true,
who can I
though.
trust?
That's not true, though, and that's not how she operated in those spaces. That's how you're perceiving it, but that's not what she actually did.
Okay. So you know what? That's very true. That's not perceiving it.
Yeah, that's not what
Exactly.
she actually did. She
Because
still became friends with movies.
I agree
She
with
still
Feisty.
became friends with Safari. She still became friends with Lyrica before they fell out. She became friends with a lot of people. She still had a relationship with Erica Dixon. She still had a relationship with Mimi until they fell. Even when her and Mimi fell out, it had nothing to do with the abuse or what happened with Rashida. They fell out about a totally separate incident.
But you're
She
talking
was
about Love
friends
and
with
Hip Hop
Jocelyn
LA
for
versus Atlanta.
years.
But she's talking about Atlanta though.
No, I'm
Those
talking about
LA.
No, this is what I'm saying though. K. Michelle had a positive, with the exception of Rashida, she had a majority of a positive experience on Love Hip Hop Atlanta. She did not have a terrible experience. She was not getting booked on that show.
Me and tell me that nigga that beat my ass
I'm in
Atlanta.
One person did that.
Everybody at this point, I don't even give a damn at this point because you said this to me. So
She didn't.
So I moved to LA.
That's
LA
you
and Atlanta,
though.
two different stories.
That's you though. That's what I'm trying to say. You keep projecting. Like you're putting. No, it's not, because she was friends with production. She's literally said interviews about how positive her experience on Love and Hip Hop was before she got on this show.
Atlanta or LA?
She was just on Jason Lee talking about how much Mona has done for her, how much the producers had did for her, how kind they were.
But was it the cast of
a lot of
LA
those
or
girls
Atlanta
on that show?
But was it LA or Atlanta?
I'm talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Who
she
was
said this in interviews.
We saw her hit Mimi with flowers. She didn't fuck with Arian. She didn't fuck with Rashida.
You remembering this totally different from how she said this experience was. She's literally said on camera and off camera, she had a great experience on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And even when it came down to her beef with Rashida, Rashida is still getting dragged to this day about her saying that to K. Michelle. She still is the winner, even in that situation with Rashida. Even when the man took her to court, she still came out on top when it came down to going back and forth with her ex about what really happened. K. Michelle's experience in Atlanta was not negative like she's trying to make it seem now. And I feel like she's using that a buffer to disengage with people that she does not want to get to know because she's prejudged them. And she also is using that. I think K. Michelle wants the red carpet treatment. I think K. Michelle thinks she's above the girls.
I think K. Michelle wants people to understand.
Let me jump ahead. I don't think K. Michelle is mentally scarred from what happened with Rashida. I think she knows that she got the upper hand on Rashida.
It's not about Rashida.
The kick out of it. And I think
we can agree on this. It's not about Rashida. It's not about Rashida.
No, you keep bringing up Rashida. You keep bringing it up.
No, you just said it. That's what you just said. I'm like, it's not about Rashida. It's not. I agree with you on this. It's not about Rashida. What I think it is the fact that Rashida brought up a thing about her that not ever happening with Memphis. So for me, I feel like anybody that's been in that abuse situation, and because I've been in one before, don't challenge what the fuck I've been through, bitch. You haven't been there, and I'm not calling you a bitch. I'm about.
No, Rashida. I feel you, and I agree, but I just
want to. So I'm just like, don't challenge what I got going on because you weren't there.
I agree. I would never do that to anybody, and you can't tell me what I experienced when I'm in that situation. I've never been in an abusive situation like that, but I don't care if somebody stepped on my foot. You're not gonna tell me how I felt when my toe got stepped on. My point though is that, but my point is that whenever you explain this and you say for me, it's no longer about K. Michelle and her experience. It's about how you would feel about that experience if you were in it.
Oh yeah, I'm on the mom person right now. Yes.
Yeah, I know, and I'm always going to pivot it back to K. Michelle is acting like I don't want to get to know Drew. I don't want to engage with these girls. Like she was even saying she was skeptical about going on a girls trip because of this past, and it's like, but that wasn't your situation when you were there. I don't believe her. And you done did way too many shows. She's done way too many shows with Cash Trips.
They never had a girl trip though before.
She was on Love and Marriage, not Love and Marriage. She was on Marriage Boot Camp, and they was out of town, and
was
she
not
was
a
having
girls
to share
trip,
a house
though.
with people. No, it's
It
not
wasn't
that
a
it's a
girls
girls
trip.
trip, but you're sharing quarters with people that you don't know personally,
But
and
it's
you're
just a
having to
girl.
engage
Like
with
it's only
people.
girls, though. You know what? Let me ask y'all this. So because since we already here, let's talk about this. Let me put us in this one right here. Over here. All right. So since we're talking about this, I do feel like this is a very good question I want to ask. So there's this, and I've been going through this thing on Twitter with Kenya during the pillow talk thing. One, how do I feel about that part? Before I even get to this,
How to do what?
who
Wait,
was
wait.
wrong on pillow talk? Was it Kenya for getting up out of her seat, or was it wrong for Chris to get up out of his seat?
How did we get here?
Because I'm asking, I'm about to travel down the road real quick. I'm just asking.
Okay, so I'll say this. My opinion about that night still stands. When Portia said that there was some spirits moving in the room, she wasn't wrong. You could kind of see the energy kind of shifting amongst everybody in the room.
Mm.
But I will say this: everybody played their part. Kenya getting up to confront, what was her name, Natalie, about what the conversation was. Nobody, like, even if Kenya said, "Oh, I wasn't going to hit her," but based on how you were moving and your energy, your body language, nobody was going to be able to gauge that you weren't planning on getting physical with her by how you were moving. So I understood her husband's, Chris's, concern for why Kenya was walking over to his wife in that way. However, he still shouldn't have put his hands on her. He didn't necessarily, and I hate to say it like that, like he hit her or something, but he did grab her to restrain her. I understood why he felt like she needed to be restrained, but considering his proximity to the situation, as well as the fact that you're in conflict with her in the moment and you're a man, it wasn't the best idea for him to be the one to restrain her. But Kenya, the way you was charging at Natalie, yeah, what were you planning on doing when you got in front of her?
I love that word, charging.
But how did we get here? I thought we was talking about this situation.
No, we are, because I feel like we're talking about a situation where women are doing things and people are taking it and misconstruing how things work, right? So, and I've been doing this thing on Twitter, so my mind is very kind of there right now. Why do you feel like Kenya was charging at Natalie?
Because of how she was walking towards her.
So when Chris got up and moved from, when Chris got up and walked from the bar over to Kenya, was he charging?
No, because he wasn't walking at the same pace, and he wasn't walking towards anybody. He was just standing in the center of the room in front of everybody.
He walked towards Kenya.
Okay, I'm saying they both were wrong, right? But he wasn't walking at the same pace towards Kenya the way she was walking towards Natalie.
Their pace was very much the same. Their pace was very much the same.
It wasn't.
It was.
We have to disagree about that. It wasn't the same. Because at one point he stopped. He was looking in her direction, but he wasn't walking towards her like he was going to hit her. Nobody had to stop him from getting towards her.
When have we ever seen Kenya fight anybody?
But she's very provoking, so let's not do that.
She might be provoking,
but no, this is the thing. This is the thing, though, right? Regardless of whether, because in the moment, that's unfair. That's unfair to say. Because let me tell you why. In the moment, especially when that person is sitting down, and everybody know if you're arguing with somebody and they're up and you're down, you need to get up just in case.
Yeah.
Well, the first person was sitting down.
Everybody knows that. But if me and you are having conflict, and all of a sudden you're walking towards me in a very fast pace, the immediate, like, fight or flight, people are going to assume, everybody in that room assume that she was going over there to get confrontational with her. Even if Kenya was not planning on hitting her, even if Kenya had not had a history of getting physical with anybody, what was you planning on doing when you got in front of her?
The first person that walked towards a person in that moment was Chris, towards Kenya. So if Kristen walked towards Kenya, then why can't Kenya walk towards Natalie?
Well, you asked the question about who was wrong. I said they both were.
And that's what I'm saying. But also,
even then, he was walking towards Kenya. Kenya didn't walk towards him. Kenya walked towards his wife.
And he walked towards Kenya.
But okay, but again, though, when Kenya got in front of her, what was Kenya planning on doing?
What was he planning on doing when he walked towards Kenya?
He was wrong too. Like that's what I'm saying. You keep asking me this.
The thing is
he was wrong.
but he started this entire thing. But I
Okay,
just want to say
what
that. I just
they
want
got to
to
do with K. Michelle?
let's go back. 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 I just wanted to bring it up. I want to know because I'm like,
Because if the question is to say that Kenya wasn't wrong, she was wrong. They all were wrong. That's why I said
I know.
energy moving in the room, and they all started getting volatile out of nowhere. It was like, you know, they say when it's a bunch of snakes in close proximity, they all get very extra vicious. That's what it was given in that room. That's why Portia went lying when she said she could see some spirits moving around in there. She went lying.
And Portia actually tried to stop Chris from even going over there, and Natalie was like, "No, let him go over there and address Kenya." So it wasn't a Kenya thing. It was he was trying to intimidate her. But we'll move on from that. I just wanted to know what you guys thought about that part. I'm sorry, but because I've been doing it on Twitter, and I just want to know what you thought about it.
I just, like I said, when it comes down to it, because I know I've been kind of dragging it a little bit, I just think that the experience, and this is the thing too, because, and I promise you, Logan, this is not me being like confrontational or trying to go back and forth with you. I think what I'm saying is being misinterpreted. I'm challenging K. Michelle's thought process on how she engages with these women, because people are picking up on the fact that it's almost as if K. Michelle doesn't know what she signed up for when she joined this cast. And there's not a soul.
She's been a pick me.
There's not a soul on this earth. I would give the one exception I would give to anybody that's been cast on Housewives of Atlanta is Kim Fields. I really believe Kim Fields did not know what she was getting herself into when she signed up for this show. Everybody else, you know exactly what you're doing or what you're signing up for when you join this cast. So K. Michelle acting like, oh, I don't know, like she's so. I call BS with that, and she's not. As everybody has consistently said, she's not new to this. She at this point, she's a reality TV vet. She has done way too many reality shows across the board on multiple platforms. So this is not me challenging K. Michelle's experience. This is not me challenging her abuse. This is not even me saying that she may have some hangups. I think K. Michelle operates from a place of sensitivity, but I think she's just naturally a sensitive person no matter what the experience is. She was sensitive before she joined Love and Hip Hop. Because I'm actually familiar with K. Michelle before Love and Hip Hop, unlike a lot of people. I'm saying that you signed up for this show and you knew what you expected to do. And I really think, I could be wrong because we haven't seen it play out yet, but I really think production at some point said, girl, what you gonna do? And I think that's why she started having an issue with Drew.
I kind of hear you on this.
Because like every other time, K. Michelle has not been showing up. She has not been showing up, even to the point where when they're having back and forths amongst group scenes, she getting up and walking away. And it's like, well, girl, what
I feel like she's being like so gracious because she went on saying that she didn't like Phaedra, but all of a sudden, because they went to a stable and then they had whatever the drinks they had was, all of a sudden she likes Phaedra. I'm like, for what? Like, what did Phaedra do that was like so amazing that you all of a sudden liked her?
I think production is telling her that she has to interact with these girls more because thus far, aside from just like a little bit here and there,
I feel like she should pick the same side that Pinky's picking, like the girls that she's with the new girls. Let's
Pinky pick wrong too. Nobody's saying that, but Pinky pick wrong too.
What has Phaedra done that changed her mind?
I think production is telling her she got to interact with the girls. And I think when it comes down to it, I think it's very clear that production I think they have a vested interest in the success of Portia and Phaedra on this show.
Here we go. Logan says she owned that she had a preconceived idea of Phaedra, and then she complimented and Phaedra for what though? Like Phaedra didn't do shit. What did Phaedra do that?
Well, it's not about that she didn't do. Brother, the reason why she's saying that is saying basically, I think she thought maybe that Phaedra is like a mean girl too. When
Phaedra is a liar and she would destroy your fucking business.
The funny part is Phaedra is a mean girl.
Phaedra is dangerous, and people don't admit
she is a mean girl, and
she's not a mean girl. She's a dangerous girl.
But she likes to click up, and so with that being said, I think K. Michelle was basically saying, I got to know her. We all had a good time, and instead of
what did she do on this episode that she got to know K. Michelle? They didn't do nothing together.
You keep yelling at me like I'm supposed to like I said they did
No, I'm
something.
asking a question. Like, what happened on this episode that K
So they
Michelle
didn't
got to my
argue.
picture?
They didn't argue. She didn't feel like somebody came for her neck. They always in cohesive uh in the same brain cell when they thought, why the hell are we eating in between these horses? Like they always are moving on one accord, and that's hard to do with 4 different
Do you
personalities
want to
all
eat,
at the
drink,
same
and
time.
eat food while horses
I
is
don't.
shitting
Hey,
around?
I don't. I
This
don't. I'm
is this.
saying
You know what's funny? I don't
There was
think
no
Phaedra.
connection.
This is the thing though. I don't think Phaedra did anything that she doesn't normally do. Phaedra makes a
She
little wit.
didn't do shit.
She makes a little one liner, and
yeah.
she laughs and she jokes a lot in the scenes, which is something K Michelle called her out for in the previous episode. Right? Every time we around Phaedra, all she do is laugh and like she did what she always does. But I think
Made
production told her.
faces.
I think production told her she had to interact more, and I think because K Michelle is a reality TV vet at this point, K Michelle did what came easy, which is when the girls are over here laughing and kiki, and I'm gonna just join in and laugh and kiki too. I don't think
Can I,
Phaedra did anything different than what she's been doing.
And she
can I ask
hasn't.
you guys a
And you know what
question
it
real
is?
quick?
It was.
Wait,
I'm
Cutie, can
sorry.
I ask you guys a question real quick?
Yeah.
Because I hate people do this in the chat. Are we interrupting each other?
We talking. This is how we talk.
Yeah. Sorry.
But
We
I
maybe
hate
because
when people do this in the chat. People don't understand, like, when we're doing it live, like, we are all like on different times. So like interruptions doesn't we know how it works. So Jazzy, we're not interrupting each other. We're just talking, and it just seems that way. We're not
No, but
interrupting.
this is how we talk though. This is how we talk.
Yeah,
But the reason why I jumped in because I have to get ready to go to work, guys.
I know. That's what I'm trying to get through the
No,
note
y'all good.
first.
Y'all good. Y'all can keep the conversation going. I just want to come in
You
and
look
say,
so pretty, by the way.
thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to let this salt and pepper grow in y'all. So y'all just bear with me for a minute. I'm about to just let the thing do its thing. But anyway, I really enjoyed the conversation. If I see, you know what, man, I gotta leave. But I literally,
Are you
It's
stuck
love
on
over.
me
You ain't
like
gonna
this
make
now?
yourself.
but I love the fact that we have like really dived a little deeper into K Michelle because I agree with Feisty. She was playing this role like like she's trying to play this victim, and I just don't want to be around any girls that I did this happen in Atlanta. The Atlanta was a mean girl to me. It's like no, no, no. It takes
I
two
think
to argue. It takes two to tango. So
I
you
think
was
K
part of that.
Michelle. I think K Michelle came on Atlanta, Housewives of Atlanta, to
Uh,
promote this country album that she's been working on for about 13 years that ain't never came out. And I think she also is being very mindful because y'all know K Michelle got blackballed, right?
yes.
In R&B,
But
y'all.
she also has a Beyonce endorsement.
Okay, in country, but y'all know she got blackballed in R&B, right? Y'all know she pissed off Kathy Hughes.
But she
So
didn't
No,
want to do R&B though, so
I
that's
didn't
cool.
realize that. I didn't
uh-huh,
realize that.
yeah.
But I gotta
Yeah,
go, y'all.
that's
I'm leaving. I'm listening, but
I
I gotta
catch
go.
you up on that, cutie. So I
Yeah,
think
so
K
I'm listening. I'm gonna
Michelle,
be here listening. I'm gonna be right here. Keep talking about it. I'm just
I
exiting out.
think K
I'll
Michelle
talk to y'all
came
later.
on to once again fix her image
Love you,
in the
Cutie.
industry. Love you, cutie.
Love y'all too. Love y'all too. Love y'all so much.
Marcy.
Oh, and Jazzy, thank you for being my first member, my love. You're my first
Yay.
member. Okay. So thank you
Oh,
so very much. I know you're not gonna be the last, but I really, really appreciate you so much, little cousin. We go back a little bit. So I really, really appreciate y'all. Okay. Everybody have a good day. And happy Mother's Day to all the other mothers that was back. I
yes,
forgot to
yes,
say
yes.
that earlier. So for all of the mothers, hope everybody had a great Mother's Day, okay? So I'll see you guys sometime this week or next week, you guys. Love y'all.
All
All
righty.
right, bye. Love
Bye,
you.
guys.
Yeah, I think K Michelle came on to promote her upcoming country project that may or may not ever come out. I think she also is using yet another opportunity to fix her image because K Michelle is always pissing people off behind the scenes in the industry. And I think she thought she was going to come on this show and she was going to I think she thought she was going to be able to just kind of sit in the background and not have to do a lot, and that's just not what they do on Atlanta, not unless you want to be a one season wonder. And I think production told her she had to step up, and I think that's the reason why she did some of the things that she did. I think she low-key almost ended up becoming a friend of the show. That's why she haired up and married that man 3 weeks before they
Oh
started.
no, I think she was want to be a friend of the show, and he said that he wanted to be a main casting member. I think that she came on at the right time. I don't know where I was at my notes.
There's no, the days of yesteryear where you could come on this show and just promote your business and not bring
Very
anything to
different.
it. That's not how that's going to go. Especially, it's a very crucial time for Atlanta. It's a very
You
crucial
remember
time
we
for
talked that?
Atlanta.
Do you remember we
They're
talked that
trying
in
to
the notes?
pivot.
Do you remember we talked that in the notes of the show? We went to Cynthia's groove and informed them they are running late. We went to that part, right? Drew asked what's going on in the gala. Did we do that part yet?
No, we done fell down the rabbit hole.
All right, so let's just move back to the notes real quick so we can get to more. So Drew asked, I feel like something else. I feel like I'm missing like a lot. Back to the house. Portia tells Kay they missed her dinner. We talked about them missing her dinner. Okay, so I think we're down here. Cynthia informed them that they are running late and she doesn't know if the cattle will wait for them if they miss them, and she's not sure how any of this works. If her confession In her confessional, she says that she knows that cattle drivers only happens twice a day. So if they don't drive faster, they're going to drive and they're going to miss it. She tells them she really wants to have a good day, but because last night ended the way that last night ended, it's not ended on sour note. I think I read this already. Wait, I think I'm done here. All right, so back to Cynthia. Drew asks what is going on at the gala. Cynthia says at this point she doesn't know because they have the strength that she doesn't have the strength to or the bandwidth to even work. Cynthia, okay, it was as I said, Cynthia was pissed. All right, so Portia Sprinter, here we go. Uh, Portia and them are having a great time on their sprinter. They're dancing. They pull up Portia's song that she had that Kevin showed them to pull up. They get to the horses. So the experience curator gives them fans because she said it's going to be hot. The lady starts explaining the experience, and the horse felt like it was like going crazy on them. So it almost like stumped the curator out. The ladies tell them that they are going to do a little dressage. I'm sorry. She does a demonstration, and she asks Phaedra to like explain to them because Phaedra's been a part of this. And so Phaedra does that. She finishes that, and then she asks who's next, but nobody wants to be involved in it. To me, I'm like, well, why did y'all go? Right? How you all this?
I'm sorry. I'm getting over a cold.
Okay, I'm my bad.
The one thing I will say is that when everybody's getting along and they're having fun, and when the girls are on the same page, it's fun to watch, and that's always been the case on Atlanta. But I don't like the fact that we are starting to see the shift where it's definitely starting to be teams.
But no, I'm asking like when they went to this thing with the horses, like they didn't want to go, and Cynthia took them to the cattle thing. Nothing happened. Like, how do you feel about them not even doing none of the stuff that was actually involved in the outings?
I've never been to Texas. I would hope there are other things to do outside of cattle ranch, but I'm sorry, I'm not drinking on no wine and eating no charcuterie board in no horse stable.
But why even go to this if y'all don't want to do it?
To me, just based on what based on what Cynthia was describing, I didn't understand what they were supposed to be doing when they got there. I know that there was some.
Phaedra explained it to them though. Before they even went, Phaedra explained it, so they knew.
No, but this is my thing though, right? When I say that, I mean just because you're explaining to me what this means, it doesn't mean that I understand what my involvement in that is going to be. And if we're being real, none of them were dressed for the occasion.
Yeah,
not to ride on the horse.
Even when Angela came, that's I'm like, well, where are you going? Because nobody was even dressed like her. I remember even Portia said that Cambridge had a corduroy. I'm like, but you in fucking Texas, like you're gonna burn the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying.
So like,
They were dressed as if they were supposed to look cute and film a scene, and they had like a theme, but they weren't dressed for an activity. And I think that wasn't communicated to them, not only the day of, but also before they packed, because they
I
were
would
prepared
believe
to
this
bring certain
if
clothing.
Phaedra did not explain to them before they left what it was.
But that's Cynthia's trip though.
But Phaedra literally sat there and explained to them what is it, the designery, whatever it's called. She
But this
explained to them what it
But
was
this is
before
the
they even
thing
left.
though, when it comes to animals and horses, just because you're going to a place that has animals, or in this case livestock, doesn't mean that you're actually going to be riding and having physical contact with them. So even if Phaedra knew what the activity was, it did not mean that she understood that they were expected to do said activity.
So she thought they was going to watch it.
But people do that all the time when it comes to horses. People do that all the time.
I disagree, but
I've been to horse ranches before, because I live in Florida. I've been to horse ranches before and never have gotten on a horse. I may watch somebody else ride, or it may be like one of those environmental excursions, or one of those things where you're supposed to learn about the animal, but that doesn't mean you're going to get up on the horse that
But
day.
Phaedra built this up at the very beginning, like she explained what it was and how it worked and everything.
But Phaedra was trying to flex.
At this time, well, no, she knew what it was, because even the lady was like,
but to be clear though, Phaedra in her explanation was her way of trying to flex, as if I've lived this life of I've done all these activities. But that still doesn't mean that she knew that they were expected to ride horses that day, because clearly someone who has ridden horses would have known to dress differently. And I still put the responsibility on Cynthia, because this was her trip. These were her excursions. She was supposed to make sure they were ready for certain activities.
I feel like y'all bitches is in Texas, like y'all know what it is, like period. If I'm going to Texas and we're going to,
I'm not riding a horse. I'm sorry.
Based off of Texas, I'm thinking about horses and meat. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I all think about.
I'm not riding the horses. Like I said, I still put the I still put the responsibility on Cynthia, because I also saw a few people. I saw a few people saying like, and don't get me wrong, Pinky is doing a lot. I like Pinky, but Pinky is doing a lot. I saw people saying, "Well, what's the big deal? It's not like she eating meat. She just." But it's not the vegan part. Vegans can't ride horses. Vegans can't do this. She's also
they can't do anything with animals at all.
It's not the vegan part. It's the PETA part.
Yes.
And using animals for your enjoyment or entertainment is something that they are strongly against.
Absolutely.
That is the issue. That's why I said people are misunderstanding. But I put that on Pinky, because Pinky's not really explaining her involvement with animals in general. It's not just I don't eat meat. I don't like certain vegans don't believe in wearing animal products. Most vegans don't believe in wearing animal products. They obviously don't eat any animal products. They don't engage with animal products for recreation or pleasure or entertainment. They don't believe in any of those things. They are strongly against it. So yeah, her going to a ranch or whatever just to ride a horse just so we can film a scene, that's not something that somebody who's on the board of PETA would do.
But I
put that on Cynthia though, because
Pinky was with a bull, not a horse. So.
Listen, I put that on Cynthia because you're planning this trip, you're planning activities for these people.
I feel like the trip that Portia, Phaedra, Angela, and K. Michelle went on, they could have got on that motherfucking horse.
They could have if they were dressed correctly.
Even the part with that Cynthia's group went on, they at least got on the bull and like some pictures and stuff like that, just like for the experience. So I just feel like the trip that Portia's group went on, like it was like lame as fuck to me. Like y'all want to sit down and drink, y'all like y'all do in Atlanta. Y'all could have stayed in Atlanta for this.
I think the whole thing is lame. That's why I said I put that on Cynthia. And honestly, to be fair, the girls.
Well, no, Cynthia is not lame because she's there for a business venture. She brought them for this part because they're not even at Cynthia's event yet, but she brought them there for the experience of Dallas, for her experience for the tequila that she got going on. So Cynthia's not lame for this part.
The excursion is lame.
She's lame for bringing them up. She's lame for bringing them along with her.
This is the thing when I say it's lame, because she planned this trip and the activities. You got to know who you making activities for. Like
or
for me,
Texas-based things.
Listen,
so,
yeah. look, I'm a eat, pray, love type of girl. When I go on a vacation, I love learning about different cultures. I want to know
Okay.
how the locals move. I don't want to go to the touristy spots. I mean, I obviously for the photo ops and just to see what it gives.
And Cynthia did
But
take the tour spots.
but to be clear, I love going to a hole in the wall. I love going to a local hotspot that like people who live here every day. I love learning about the
But
history of
Cynthia
the
gave
area.
them that. She gave them like experience of Dallas, like
Hold on,
Texas
wait,
people.
Deb, wait. I
Okay,
was
okay,
getting,
I'm
I was
sorry.
going somewhere with this. I'm saying for me, the type of person that I am, right? That is
Yes.
what that's my
What's
vibe,
going on?
right? I'm a
Yes.
I'm a I'm a museum type of girl. I love one of those interactive museums that have like 3D art displays and stuff. I love going to concerts. I'm that type of girl. But if I go out, if you invite me on a trip, Deb, right? You invite
Mm-hmm.
me on a trip and you want
Mm-hmm.
to take me to the club and to the hookah lounge, I ain't going. That ain't my vibe. You feel me? So it's like when you're planning a trip, there's a lot of things that you can do, but you also have to plan your activities for the people who are attending. It might be
Because
a
I
good
pause,
time, but
can I
it's not
pause right
my
there?
good
Because that's
time.
some normal shit though. Like if I'm going to Texas, I know it's about rodeo stuff, it's horses, it's cattle, like that stuff is Texas based. So
Yeah.
I felt like when Cynthia made those things, we ain't doing that shit in Atlanta. We're not, but we're in
Okay.
Texas.
But
So
here it is.
let's have an experience of a Texas experience.
Here it is
Tomorrow,
though.
tomorrow we're going to drink tequila and we could do Atlanta shit. But today we're doing Texas shit. For me, that's what I
But you
thought.
got the Princess of Thotlandia coming, and she might not want to ride no horse, and you know this about
Well,
her.
they say that before I put you on the excursion for that.
But did you? But again, no, she planned 2 excursions, and she had the
They knew
group
before they
split.
left that they lived before they left the Airbnb B&B that that's what they were doing. So they
They
could
should
have
have
just said, "I
known.
don't
They
want to do
should
this."
have known before they left Atlanta because you got to dress for horses. You can't just wear anything riding horses. It's uncomfortable. You can hurt yourself.
Angela didn't dress for horses, so
None of them were dressed to ride horses that day. None of them were dressed to ride a horse.
Phaedra literally sat there and explained to them what they were going to before they even left. So for me, that's not even an excuse because
What
they
they were
knew where
going to
they were
be
going.
viewing, not what they were going to be doing. That was on Cynthia to provide an explanation. Hey, when you guys go, like I'm gonna give you an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember back on like maybe like the Flavor of Love shows or whatever, before they would
Mm-hmm.
go do certain activities, somebody would tell, like Flav would tell them, when we're going here and when we get there, we're going to be doing this. That's not really what Cynthia did. Cynthia's, I have activity, we're going to be, you didn't tell them exactly what they were expected to do. And even then, that should have been provided to them because you know how these girls pack when they go on these types of trips. You know what kind of clothes they probably gonna need if they jumping on a horse. You're not gonna need your heels or your stilettos that day. You're
I
not
feel
even gonna
like
need
I feel like
fashion
they
boots,
knew
fashion
that they
cowboy
wanted to
boots.
be cute, and what cute looked like wasn't looking cute on a damn horse.
Yeah,
I just don't know, but
because they do this in the other places. Like for example, you know, Married to Medicine, when they have their medical mission, they can have whatever they want to have. Like okay, they'll have a theme night. Hey, like when Toya hosted it, we're doing a fire and ice
they
night.
had a theme day for this event. They all
No,
dressed
it's
up to
not.
go to.
Listen. It's not that, right? They know if they need to color coordinate with a certain theme or whatever, but they also know on one of those days, we're doing a medical mission where we're going to be working. We're probably going to be out in the sun. We're going to make
Mhm.
sure you bring your stethoscope or your medical kit. Make sure you bring comfortable shoes because we're probably going to be on our feet all day. They understand this is not the time when you put on your flip-flops, even though we're probably somewhere tropical. I'm
Mhm.
saying that that has to be explained to them beforehand, and I think it wasn't explained to them properly. I think majority of it lies on the host, but also the girls because they weren't trying to be willing participants.
I
It's enough blame
disagree.
to go
Let's move,
around.
let's move on to the more of the notes. So after all the shit that happened, we move on to they get back to the ranch.
Yeah,
Cynthia is passed out in the bed from all the drinking, and Drew comes in and rubs her sleep. Cynthia's titty has popped out, and
again.
Drew is being baptized now that she has seen Cynthia's titties. Drew says she feels like Cynthia is doing so much of an amazing job taking care of hosting. Cynthia, she has done all these things. I'm like, I just feel like Drew is like building her because she's not in the outhouses. Cynthia says she doesn't know because of Shamia and Kelly, the Shamia and Kelly thing. Shamia and Kelly's room is finally clean. Cynthia feels like the issue is bigger than the room. She feels like Shamia might have an issue because she's not in the same space of Portia. Drew
I
says
don't, I don't
she
think it's Portia, but I think she's just mad she's not in the main house. I
with
think
Portia.
Shamia. I think with the girls in general, because there's obviously conflict between her and Portia, even though they're not directly addressing it on the camera. I think Shamia feel like I ain't new. I've been here. How Pinky and you like you said earlier, Shamia probably feels like she been here longer than Drew.
Yeah,
Technically,
it's the seniority of the things, but it's
yeah.
also because she's a
Technically,
friend of
you've been.
Portia.
Yeah, technically you've been. I feel like she feel like she's supposed to be on equal footing because I think Shamia came in feeling like she was supposed to co-anchor this show with Portia.
Yeah. Yeah, she should have been there before Drew. And Shamia's eyes, for me, what I think about.
Now I
Uh,
don't I don't agree. I feel like y'all might can be in this at the same table on the same level, but y'all not because Drew had her peach longer. She just
but
did, and I
Shamia been a
understand.
friend of way before Drew. So I feel
No,
like
I
Shamia's
listen.
mind.
I hear that. I hear that. But in terms of hierarchy on this show, the
No,
peach holders have
I'm riding
always,
with you. I'm riding with you on this.
yeah,
I'm
the
riding with
peach holders have always gotten first priority over the friends of. That's just how it's always gone. And Drew has had a peach much longer than you. But she still feels like she's supposed to be in the main house. I think if Kelly was in that outhouse and Shamia was in that main house, she wouldn't be as vocal about. She might have told Kelly, "Oh, you can come stay
Oh,
in my
she would
room." But
not
I
be.
don't think
She
she
would
would have been
not
as
be.
vocal as she is now. Shamia feel away. Like Cynthia is like kind of wrong, but she's not all the way wrong. I don't think it. I don't think it's specifically about Portia.
If K Michelle and Pinky was on the outhouse, it would have been no issues. Besides K Michelle making the issue out of it. But that's also like the grunt of being on the Housewives show. K Michelle has had a cakewalk into Housewives because the
She been
reality
given a
is that
VIP card,
she's
and
not
I
they're
think
not
that's going to bite them in
wrong.
the butt. I think they're going to
They're
bite them in
not
the
wrong in
butt.
how they feel because K Michelle is a newcomer, so is Pinky. They should have been in that damn outhouse, but
I think they're going to regret not making K Michelle earn her spot.
I agree with that. All right, so we get back to Portia's group. They talk about Shamia's feelings, Kay's like Shamia, and she would never do that to her on holiday. I don't know what that fuck that is. Okay, so back to the ring. Kelly goes to check on Pinky, and she makes sure that there's no wife in the basement. Drew asked Cynthia how she feels about Pinky. She says Pinky is kind of hard for her because the energy police actually turns the energy sometimes. Drew says it's because of the Baltimore energy. Now, Baltimore energy is very different. I don't know if you guys know this. I love me some Baltimore energy. How about, do you know about Baltimore energy?
I used to talk to somebody from Baltimore. I ain't never had a problem with Baltimore energy.
I mean, it's almost like talking to somebody from New Orleans. Like their energy is very different. Like when they talk. So when Pinky's talking, I'm cool with it because I feel like Baltimore and New Orleans, like they are very blunt. Like when I first heard my best friend from New Orleans say, "Fuck those children," I was like, "Oh my god, what do you mean?" But I realized like it's like not like really fuck those children. It's like
Yeah,
you know, keep
it's
them kids out of the
regional.
room.
Yeah, it's regional slang. It's just certain way people talk from where they're from. This is the thing with Pinky, right? Because I feel okay. I don't want us to go there. Hopefully, we don't have to go there. Because
Hold on. Yes, I didn't know y'all could comment on Twitter, so I didn't know this. So
oh, that's cool.
yes, um,
He does. Make
uh,
sure you come subscribe to the YouTube channel.
yes,
So
I do
that's
live
there.
review. I do live reviews every Monday for House of Atlanta. It says, "Oh, I didn't know you did live recaps. Let me tune in." Absolutely.
Yes, make sure you come hit that subscribe button and like
I didn't know they
button.
could comment on you on Twitter, so that's
Now
what's
you
up.
know.
Now I know. Well, go ahead,
But yeah,
Feisty.
I when it was Drew, I remember it was Drew that made the comment about aggression. I didn't like Pinky's energy either. I'm gonna tell you why, because it's a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
So I'm a very patient person in terms of like having lengthy conversations, even if we're disagreeing, we have a difference of opinions. I'm very patient in letting you express yourself.
Mm,
And I may even allow you to go before me. Well, let me not say it like that because I feel like that's kind of grandstanding, if you will. If we're
okay.
having a conversation, I'm patient enough. I'm patient enough to sit on my opinion while you express yours, and then I can take my turn to go after you, even if we
Okay.
disagree. What I don't like is those people who will be long-winded about their thoughts and opinions and how they feel and their perception. And then the minute you speak, they want to cut you off or they want to change the subject. That's a pet peeve of mine. If you want to piss me off, pull that. And that's literally what Pinky was doing. Pinky has been very opinionated on this trip, and she has done so when provoked and when unprovoked. And what you can't do, and I think Pinky, to me, it's indicative of Pinky just being used to being in charge. As a businesswoman,
actually should though.
well, that attitude doesn't always translate well in certain settings. And in this particular case, we're having a conversation. What you can't do is shut down the conversation after you say what you want to say, like you may do your employees. That's not how that works.
But let me ask you this: but can you though? And I think for me,
you can try, but it's going to create more conflict.
Maybe not though so much, because my thing is this: when Cynthia brought this up, I'm like, well, damn. I mean, Portia does it, Phaedra does it. They all do this. But when Pinky's doing it because she's not so familiar with it with the group, all of a sudden it's a problem. I love the fact that Pinky goes on saying things she wants to say. She's like, but you know what? Today is a different day. It's over for me. And so when Cynthia was like, let's open it back up.
That's
for what?
Rude, though.
Do you want to open it back up for what?
But that's rude. What you can't do is say what you want to say and then tell me I can't respond. That's rude. It's disrespectful.
She never said they couldn't respond though. She was like,
but that's what that means though, Deb. If we're talking,
no, what she said was yes. She's like the day before. She was like, it happened yesterday. I'm hoping today is a new day. So what should be the thing? Like Angela read her the fuck down the day before. She's like, today's a new day. I'm over it. Let's move on. But we're going to drag it on another day.
But that's different because, this is a conversation between her and Cynthia, not what happened with her and Angela.
I feel like Cynthia is riding the wave, and I hate to say this with Cynthia. Cynthia's riding the wave of the old girls instead of understanding like the entire group, because I do feel like they should have a problem with the fact they had a dirty ass room.
Yeah, they should have. Yeah.
And I feel like Cynthia downplayed that so much. Like y'all could complain about it, but baby, if you were in that room, you would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, everybody. I don't
feel like that Kelly and Shamia were wrong. Like they went 2 days with a dirty ass room. So
I think in some aspects they were wrong, but not about being bothered by the room being dirty. I think certain things that they did, they could have handled it differently.
I'm not going to handle it any different way, because y'all are downplaying the fact I'm in a dirty ass room and y'all in the big house. The food's here. Y'all have clean rooms. I'm not handling it any other way, besides the fact that y'all don't give a fuck. The fact that I have dirty fucking sheets. My bathroom is dirty. I can't even get dressed in my shit. Like, fuck all of y'all at this point. Because
that's not how they would have went for me. If it's
not right.
If it's that, I'm leaving. And if it's that, I'm going to tell the person why I'm leaving. Like, hey, I do not appreciate you putting me in this space, in these living quarters where it's dirty. I really don't care about your explanation. I don't care about what you tried to do. All I know is when I got here, I couldn't sleep comfortably. I couldn't bathe comfortably because it's dirty. So I would have been on the same page. But y'all sitting around talking smack to everybody else, but to the person you should have had the issue with, putting them dirty, unclean feet in that pool. I ain't going to dinner.
No, they told Cynthia though.
The way they handled it should have been handled differently. I know we're not going to agree on this because we did this when we first started. But
how do you think they should have handled this?
If it were me, if I were in that situation, one, I would have left, and two, I would have went directly. It would have been no phone call. Hey, Cynthia, I don't know what you on, but I don't appreciate being put up in here, and it's not clean. You would never sleep in this room like this. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was. Well, I'm telling you now, and I'm getting ready to leave because this is not how I live.
Spicy, what does your contract look like though?
Your contract tell you got to sleep in a dirty room.
Your contract says you got to film with the girls. So
I would have broke the third. What is it? The third wall, the fourth wall, the 17th wall? I would have broke that wall. I'm not sleeping in this room. Y'all are not about to have me living like this. This is unsanitary.
Does that cost you financially when you don't do that?
So we're like I said, but we're moving the line back and forth because we don't know why they did what they did. They did
I
what
feel like
they
I know. I feel like I know. They put them in this room for content purposes, and then they stayed
yeah, they
into
should have gave production what they wanted.
yes, and so they stayed in Pinky's room, and then they finally got a room that they wanted. I feel
They should have
like they
gave
had the
production
right to
what they wanted
complain.
there.
I feel like even if the cast knows that production does this shit, Cynthia cut your shit.
This is my thing though. This is my thing, right? Because again, Deb, I feel like you be hearing me, but you don't be hearing me. I done
I'm
said
hearing
too
you.
many. I have said too many times they have every right to be bothered by the way that room was. I've said this too many times. I'm not disagreeing with you on that. What I'm saying
But
is
the check looked differently.
this is what I'm saying. When we're having conversations and you express what you feel like you need to say, that's like me. Like, okay, earlier when we were talking about K Michelle, imagine me talking for like 5 minutes straight. And then the minute you start talking, I cut you off and say, well, I'm over it. I'm done. Let's move on. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. You cannot have a conversation with people and then cut them off. But I think Pinky is used to cutting people off and she don't like being challenged on that. Now, I wouldn't call her aggressive, but I definitely would call her rude. She's rude as hell.
First of all, Jay, I do not like the proper girls. But no, I understand that part. I'm just like, for
She's
me, I
rude.
feel
But
like
Pinky is rude though. She's
I feel
done that
like
a couple
treat me
times.
right. Treat me right.
But
That's all.
this is my thing though. She's done that a couple times, even prior to this room situation. This is not isolated. She does, and that's why I said she just gives me somebody who's used to being in charge. When she's interacting with people, that's probably why her and that husband get into it so much. She's used to being in charge, and you remember he said he had to humble her, which problematic by the way. She's used to being in charge. She's used to running or leading the spaces and conversations that she's in. And whenever she's ready to move on, most of the people in the room or in the conversation just moves on when she's ready to move on. But now you're in conversation with people that's going to challenge you on that because I might not be ready to move on, and you can't
Don't
make me
put me
move
in
on.
no dirty room and just let me just stay there and be happy about it. Period. That's all I'm saying. And I agree with Kelly and I agree with Shamia. Y'all all staying in the big house. It's clean. It's good. Y'all having a good time. Even Pinky got a tiny house and her shit is
We're not
clean.
talking about the same
We in a
thing,
we in a
yeah.
full house and it's dirty. Like I'm not like don't give me no pushback on this part because if y'all was staying in this room, y'all wouldn't want to be here. And I
We're
feel like
not talking about the
Kelly
same
and
thing,
Shamia had
though.
the same fucking. They had the right to say that. Period.
We're not, but no, I'm talking about Pinky and how she interacts verbally with people.
I think that Pinky. I think so. The conversation was about Pinky being from Baltimore, and let me tell you something. Pinky from being from Baltimore, that's the vibe you're going to get. Period. I don't think that Pinky has been aggressive, and let me talk to you about this. Maybe we have this could be a good conversation. It's very hard to say a black woman is aggressive, wrong or right.
It depends. Is she being aggressive?
Well, I mean, you can't really say unless you are a black woman, but I feel like these black women are saying this. And so I don't feel like she was being aggressive. I feel like she was just like, y'all, even Portia, when she sat down with them last episode, Portia was like, well, how's the girls doing? And she explained to them, like, the shit's dirty, shit not right. I feel like they took that from her and like made it bigger than what it was. Because the issue were really with Pinky, they were really about Shamia and Kelly.
Yeah, and
But
they felt like she was
she took
defending.
on her friends' issues.
Yeah,
And
they felt like she was defending them. Yeah.
yes. And so then all of a sudden, here comes Angela.
So this is my thing, right? I
Well,
don't.
hold on before you go there.
Mhm.
I don't feel like Pinky is aggressive. I feel like Pinky said what the fuck was happening and they didn't like the delivery, which is cool. But you cannot ask me a question, expect me to deliver the way you want me to deliver it. Because I could have just sat there, shut my ass up and ate food with y'all, and I said a damn thing. If you ask me a question, I'm going to deliver the way that it was given to me. So now go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think she was being aggressive. That's not the word that I would use to describe. I said that earlier. I said I remember Drew being the one to say she was being aggressive. I think that word was used incorrectly, but I don't think that that was done to slight her as a black woman. I don't think that's what they meant. I think they just had a hard time communicating what they were feeling like they were experiencing from Pinky. I think Pinky is rude. I think that's what it is. I think with Pinky, when she feels like she has a point to
She's
make,
from Baltimore, so
that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
I think that people would think. I would say this: people from Baltimore and New Orleans are. If you don't know a person from there,
I
it
mean, I'm
will
from South
always come out
Florida.
that way.
I'm
Huh?
from South Florida. Me and Nola talk all the time about how New Orleans and South Florida has like kindred spirits.
But
Um,
they, but their terminology sounds. If you don't know a person from there, it does sound crazy.
but
But
when
the
we talk about
reality is
somebody
that
being
that's not
rude,
true.
we're not just talking about the words that you use. Being rude is it can be in your behavior. Being rude can be in your tone. Being rude can be in the volume of voice that you use when you
I
speak to
think their
people.
tone is
There's a
very.
lot of there's a lot
And
of ways to be rude, and to be very clear, when somebody's being rude to you, it really don't matter where they from. When somebody's being rude,
listen, I think this. My best friend, he has his friend, his
mhm,
homegirl. I went to New Orleans one time. I was like, not really like in the best mode. She's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing's wrong with me. I'm cool." But I was like so offended, and then I realized like this is stuff New Orleans shit. Like they just said like what's wrong? Like what's wrong with you? And so like it's a joke between me and her. Like now, like everyone said like what's wrong with you? I feel like you have to learn different cultures of people. I don't feel
mm,
like Pinky is like rude or aggressive. I feel like they don't know Baltimore people to understand like
but she was being rude, cutting people off, telling them what they. She's done that a few times since
that's
she's been on the
Baltimore.
show.
That's Baltimore though. Like
That's still
they're very
rude
to the point.
though.
Like don't put me around don't put me around the bush. Get to the point.
But that's still rude.
To people that don't live in Baltimore, that's not rude though.
Yeah, but this is my thing though, right? Rude is rude no matter what. People around you may accept you being rude, but it doesn't mean that it's not rude. People are just accepting of your behavior. But I'm not one of those people that feels like you can make excuses for your behavior based on where you're from, because everybody's from somewhere. And everybody got an excuse for why they
I don't
talk the
think
way they
that.
talk and why they act the way they act. And I'm saying to you, they're like, okay, listen, I know this is a reach, but I'm about to go there. I'm about to stretch my arm out. If this were a white person being rude to a bunch of black women,
Mm.
and they were like, well, this is how we talk to black people where I'm from, we would not accept that.
This is how we got on to the other conversation the last time about Kenya and the pillow talk thing. I think it's a pick. I think people pick and choose what they get offended by.
I mean, that's how that works though. Because like, to be real, when it comes to terms of how something offends you, all of us come to the table with our unique, sometimes shared, but most of the time unique experiences, the things that we've gone through. Like, for example, you yelling at me may trigger me. And you
Mhm.
don't know you yelling at me may trigger me because of my history. You might not know that history, but that still doesn't mean that it doesn't trigger me and I don't want to be yelled at.
Mhm.
Right? You said, well, this is how I talk. But you can't talk to me like that. You feel
But
me?
if but okay, so let's stop there. So
Yeah.
let's say that we are from two different, totally different places, right?
Yes.
And like me, the way that I'm talking is not it's normal for me. And so for me, I have to travel back in my mind, like, yes, I may have trauma from this type of conversation, but is this person really being disrespectful to me, or is it just the way the person talks? So if I'm looking at a person from New Orleans or New York or Baltimore, the way they talk is even New Jersey is very different than me going from Ohio down to Atlanta. It's very different. Like the way they talk is very different to me. Like like I said, when my best friend said "fuck those children," I'm like, oh my god, fuck those children. I was like flabbergasted.
Look,
But I realize that's a New Orleans thing. They say that about the kids, like,
I'm
fuck them kids, I'm going outside. You know what I'm saying?
I want to
Whatever.
elaborate again. I'm from South Florida. We have our own unique way of talking too. I mean, listen,
No,
you've seen,
and I'm wrong with you on this, but I'm
yeah,
saying that
you've
we
seen the
all
Trinas, you've seen the Sukianas, like you've seen all of the city girls. Like we have a very unique a way of speaking too. But my thing is this is right. Regardless of it's about intention and impact. Regardless of what I meant, my impact is still the
real
same.
quick, let me shout out to Jay's a Jim. Send me a super chat. Y'all heard NYC. She's rude. Geez.
Yeah, like I said, aggression was the correct word. I think Pinky is just rude. I think Pinky is just used to speaking to people a certain way, and she's coming in contact with people who are not going to let her speak to them like that. And I think saying that she's from Baltimore, I don't think it's the adequate excuse to explain why she's so rude. I understand that
Baltimore is harsh though. It's almost like New Jersey. Like it's very harsh.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with people from Baltimore. I'm not disagreeing with that's a common thing. It still doesn't mean that that's acceptable in polite society. You still can't talk to me anything you want to just because you're from Baltimore.
I think outside of that culture is very different.
But again, so when you're speaking to people and see when you're talking to people from Baltimore that's used to you talking to them like that, and then they can talk to you like that, that's one thing. But when you're talking to somebody that's from New Jersey or Arizona or Sacramento or Wyoming, and they don't know nothing about Baltimore, and they saying, "Hey, I don't like you talking to me like that," then do you adjust how you speak to them to make your point, or do you continue to be disrespectful?
Hold on, real quick, and thank you for the super chat, Jay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Where you're from is not an excuse to be disrespectful to people.
I feel like it is, though. I feel like people
it's not.
Different cultures. I don't feel like, I feel like if I'm being disrespectful, I'm gonna be disrespectful. Because I feel like me talking to you the way that I normally talk, maybe I'm not saying the way that you are accustomed to, and maybe that's a conversation we can have, but I wouldn't not assume that's automatic disrespect.
See, when we introduce that ideology into these type of conversations, then we can take it a lot of different places because there are a lot of people who say a lot of disrespectful and problematic things. Well, in my friend group, they allow me to say these type of slurs and they don't have a problem with it, but you can't say that around me. You can't say that to me.
Let's talk about me saying bitch because I say it all the time.
And listen, I don't have a problem with you using the word bitch, but there are some people who are not going to like you saying the word bitch to them. So if you're well, that's my thing though, right? So if you're
I call my male friends bitches, I call my girlfriends bitches, I call everybody bitch. I'm like, bitch, no.
Okay, so Deb, in this moment,
it's like a term. Even Pinky said it's like a term of endearment for me.
So so in this moment though, Deb, if you're having a conversation with someone and you call them bitch and they say, well, I don't like to be called bitch, are you going to continue to call them a bitch? Is that not rude?
I might have to learn how to not do that.
But that's
my normal terminology would be like, bitch, you know what happened today? Or bitch, you know what? Or bitch, what the fuck you doing? Like
but this is what I'm trying to say. My point is that because you understand continuing to call someone that would be rude and disrespectful, you would make an effort to not do that. You're not going to say, well, this is how you bitch when I feel like it.
I wouldn't want to understand why me saying this as a term of endearment, because this is who I am as an individual, triggers you so much. Like if you would be called a bitch because your family's beating your ass or your ex is doing that, like I can understand that part. But if I'm just like, we just cool with each other and like, I'm like, bitch, you know what happened today or whatever, and bitches trigger you, I would have I don't know if I would be so
it doesn't have to trigger people. It can literally just be, I don't want to be spoken to that way. And I feel like we, as people, if you really have the best interest in mind when you're saying and doing things, it's not that big of a deal for you to adjust how you engage with people based on their preferences.
Well, I thank God that I haven't had to have that struggle in my real life. Like on social media has been very different, but
we do this. I think it's I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's excuses that people give because they feel like the people who they are talking to or people who are asking for that type of respect aren't deserving of that type of respect. We do it every day, especially as Black people. We code switch every day. We get up and we clock in. Every day we get up and clock in, we code switch.
We can actually kind of cap this off real quick because I do want to talk about the word bitch. And I also want to talk about the Black women's plight of all these things. Because I feel like it's so hard to like understand this part, and I think I've been through this on YouTube before. And let me pull this up real quick. Thank you so much, Jay. Now we for the super chat. Now we up here. We tell you f you and go get a coffee later on. Yes, absolutely. I feel like I wish that gay black people and black women would really like understand the assignment together. Because I feel like we are on the same page. Like we're trying to do these things, but like it kind of like it goes out the window when stuff happens. And I feel like when I heard the thing with fucking Aniva, and you know what? Not on this live. Let me hit you up on. Let me hit you up to have a different type of conversation because I'm about to go on a whole different tangent. But those words are really like for me. I'm like I don't understand like the problematic part about it because I'm like I say it all the time, like to my male friends. Like I don't be calling women bitches all the time. Even my best friends, I don't I never say bitch to my girlfriends, but my guy friends I would say it all the time. So it's like really weird. I know I went on a whole tangent right now, but
well, I for me, and I'm saying this as someone who's used to being around different types of people,
mm,
who come from different backgrounds and cultures and stuff. Not everything that you say and do works with everybody.
right,
And I feel like if you really are trying to be like a decent person and you really have care in your actions, you're going to know how to modify and adjust how you speak to people. We, like I said, we as people, we do this every day. The way you speak to the elders in your family, you don't speak to them the same way you do your cousins. That's your same age. The way
right,
you speak to your coworkers or your superiors at work, you don't speak to them the same way you do your friends. Even when you're like in public places, like the way I would speak to like a server, or even if I'm like, I don't know, like the social security office, or I'm like at the DMV or whatever, the way I speak to the person that's assisting me with a transaction or some type of help, I'm not going to speak to them the same way I would like my spouse or my partner or whoever. We all modify and adjust how we speak to people every day, all day. So I feel like
but
it's not that big of a deal to modify when you're in conversation with people and maybe what you're saying is being because I never want to be misunderstood, right? For me, that's
right.
where it always stands. And
Because
sometimes I'll speak.
it's always a different type of situation where it feels like depleting sometimes where people take you wrong, it feels depleting. I feel
And
like
your body language, your tone, your volume, the word, the specific word. You can literally say the same exact things, but if you switch out the words with different synonyms, it will be
mm,
interpreted and received differently. I
mm,
always operate in a space of making sure what I mean and what I say align. And so I might modify how I speak or how I engage with you just to make sure what I said is being understood correctly by you. And because of that, um I know how to make those adjustments when necessary. But as humans, because we are designed to adapt in different environments, we literally do it every day. So if someone is telling you, hey, this is offensive or this is rude, or I don't like when you're doing this, and you refuse to adjust,
but that's
it's
in your
if
everyday
there's
life.
intention in that.
I cannot come into social media and please everybody. It's impossible. So I'm never going to put my expectations on what how I react and how I talk to people on social media because guess what? In my real entire life, I'm like, bitch, what the fuck you talking about to my friends, right? They know that I'm not talking. I never want talking to dudes at this point. Even my homegirls, like, I don't even say that a lot. Now, when I'm doing reviews, I'm like, this bitch said this bitch said that. I say that because that's my normal terminology. I feel like people pick and choose what they want to be offended by. And I feel like I've been through a lot on YouTube where it comes to the fact where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be myself. So I'm gonna say those words and I don't give a damn about who gives a fuck about it. Delete me or get off here. But my reality is this when I say the word bitch, it's a term of endearment. My best friends know that I say this. So when I'm talking to my people on my YouTube, my Soul Dep Nation, y'all are my friends of a friend. Y'all my friends. So I'm talking to you like I'm talking to my friends. So I'm like, bitch, you know what the fuck happened today? This is what I'm talking about. I think that that should be held accountable as much as the word being offensive.
Um, Like I said,
If you can make it, if it can be an offensive, it also could be a safe space of saying like, I'm comfortable with you. Like, you know what, bitch, this what happened today. Because when I talk to my friends, I don't be like, you know what, girl, this what happened today, or you know what, a woman, this what happened today. I'm like, bitch, what happened? You know what happened today? I talk to my subscribers like I talk to my friends. So I talk to my subscribers the same way with my friends.
I mean, I hear you. Like I said, for me, intention and impact. And I think that when you realize, regardless of what your intention is, when you realize your impact and what it is, if you really care, you modify, you adjust.
Yes, absolutely.
And like I said, for me, I don't think Pinky's aggressive. I think Pinky's just rude. I think Pinky just used to being in charge.
She from Baltimore, baby. That's what they talk. They going. Listen, it's never going to change.
Which is why she's gonna have conflict with these girls. And if she doesn't want to be misunderstood, she'll make sure that she's understood.
But listen, we can't get through the rest of this review because it's been 3 hours.
I gotta go to
bed. And I'm tired. And maybe we can go back to do part 2 tomorrow. But I do love this conversation because this was great. Because I also realized, like, the last time when Pinky said bitch, it was like, oh, bitch, when she said it to Angela. But Portia was saying bitch this entire episode, and nobody was like, bitch. It's like people are picking and choosing when you can say bitch. And I don't like that part. Like, they are picking, to me, they're picking on Pinky at this point. So y'all put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Are you doing a review of Pinky? Or I'll call you Pinky. Feisty?
No.
Well, let them know where they can find you at before I log us off.
2 Damn Feisty, the number 2 Damn Feisty on Twitter.
Are you on Twitter?
Of course, Deb. You literally follow me on Twitter. Don't do that.
I don't be know. I don't.
We are literally mutuals on Twitter. Don't do that.
I don't be knowing who's.
I know you popping on Twitter and everything, but don't be acting like us little folks. Us little folks don't be out there. Don't do that now.
Let me celebrate myself for a minute. I got my first check from Twitter.
Don't do that now, Deb.
Well, no, I don't be knowing though. For real, I seriously, I don't be knowing. But I got my first check from Twitter 2 days ago. So shout out to me, and I'm almost. I feel like I should be there right now.
He's killing it on Twitter, guys. So if you still have a Twitter account, because I know it's ghetto over there, but if you still have a Twitter account, make sure y'all following him and you're participating in the conversations, because baby, he be over there talking.
Yes, I'm at 17,949. I should be at 18,000 by the end of tonight, but my shit is going great. And shout out to my friend, Mikey, who's been helping me with this. He's really been helping me with this, like understanding how to work. So I really do enjoy it. And like, I'm like, Housewives is my thing. So let's run it up. So that's what's up. And if y'all are here, because I know most of you that are over here right now is on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel so y'all can comment in the chat. All right. So, but yes, y'all make sure you go subscribe to Too Feisty on her channel. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I'm good to go. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Love you guys. We'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.
Did it, I 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 did it, did it, you did it, I did it, you did it, did it, I did it, I did it, I did it, did it, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it.